Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Neglected Naruto Sona High School DxD. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by JAY3000 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1 Betrayal. The Bale and Uzumaki clans are distant blood relatives whom the two clans retained strong connections with, but Uzumaki clans started to become more powerful with their knowledge in the art of Kenjutsu and the chain of destruction. They were both respected and feared throughout the underworld because of their prodigious skill, which eventually led to the destruction of clan. During the conflict between the old Satan faction and the anti-Satan faction, the two parties saw the Uzumaki as too great a threat to go unchecked and formed an alliance to destroy them, then turn on each other, with the anti-Satan faction coming out on top with their heroes. Surzich's Lucifer, Grimory, Seraphol Leviathan, Sitri, Ajuka Beelzebub, Astaroth, and Falbium Asmodeus, Glaciolabolas, and they called them the Four Great Satans. Now, walking down a long, streaming dirt road was a lone male figure that stood at 5 feet and 9 inches tall. He had red-colored, shoulder-length hair that spiked out in almost every direction. The man's build was very athletic, as each muscle visible was highly defined to show the extent of whatever training he had been through. His name was Uzumaki Naruto and was the current head of his clan. "Man, I can't wait to get home," he muttered to him as he stretched his arms over his head. But as he approached a hill that would descend toward his village, a strong scent of burning wood filled his senses. This caused a sinking feeling in the man's stomach as Naruto then quickly rushed forward. Yet to his utter horror, the place where his village once stood proud and bright, there was now a giant crater in its place. "No, this can't be happening," was all he could muster to say as he started to run toward the only remaining houses left out range of the hole. "This is all my fault. I should never have left," he screamed in his mind as warm tears streamed down his cheeks. Upon reaching the houses, he noticed that some of them were still burning down, to which he checked each one to try and find at least one survivor. But to no avail as he realized that no one was left, this sparking a rush of fear as he shifted his gaze to a large house a few dozen yards from the rest. Him recognizing it as his own, to which he ran as fast as he could toward it, calling out loudly, "Mom. Dad." He entered his home and found no one. He searched for hours hoping he would find anybody, but he did not. "Why?" he whispered silently before his vision went black and he fell limply to the floor. Even after waking up, Naruto stayed in the destroyed village for 5 days. He mourned for all of the lost lives each day and broke out in tears every time he dug a new grave. Though during the 5th day, the sound of something other than a house falling to the ground brought him back to his senses. The red-haired man then narrowed his eyes quickly and moved toward this new sound, him not sure of what he would do or how he'd react upon seeing someone alive. JAY3000. Ice Prince Hitsugaya fixed this part for me. "Yes, we finally got permission to take over the land," a devil said. "Yeah, it's too bad the Uzumaki had to die for us to get it," said a female devil. "So everyone in my family is dead," Naruto thought. "Who cares about those tree huggers?" the devil replied. "They were good people, it's too bad that both sides turned on them," the female said. "Yeah, I still remember that," the devil said as he took out a katana and showed it to the woman. "This is the sword I used to kill Karen Uzumaki," when suddenly a massive killing intent was felt and a red blur attacked the devil and grabbed him by the throat and slammed him into the ground, causing a crater. Off the devil coughed up blood. "Stop, Grimory-sama, or you will kill Hai." She stopped as she saw the ripple-like pattern which spreads over the eyeballs, with light purple eyes and sclera in his eyes. "And Uzumaki. So you are the one who killed my second cousin," Naruto said as he squeezed the devil's throat. "I'll show you what happens when you mess with an Uzumaki." Golden chains appeared on the devil's body and started to squeeze him as the woman watched. "Oh shit, it's him," the scared woman shouted. "Please don't kill me. I have a wife and 9 kids," the devil begged. "There is no mercy for you or anybody who had anything to do with my family's death," Naruto replied in an impassive voice as the chains started to spin. The devil screamed as he was being shredded to pieces. The woman screamed out and tried to run, but Naruto's chain grabbed her and dragged her back to him. "Please don't kill me," the female devil begged. "I wasn't going to kill you because I heard what you were saying before," Naruto replied as he let her go. "Now tell me what happened." Well, the female devil told him everything that happened and boy was Naruto pissed. "So that's why they pushed so hard for me to go on the training trip," Naruto said as a golden energy appeared around him. "And here I thought they were my friends. Rocks started to float into the air, before long boulders, then houses and finally the ground, and a gold beam shot up into the air. But Surzich's. Griefia-chan, where is the tissue?" Surzich's as he sat on his throne. "Damn it, Surzich's-sama, it's right beside you," Griefia shouted. "But I can't reach it, honey," Surziches replied as he stretched to reach the paper, which was about a couple of inches away from him, when suddenly he saw the light, literally. "It's coming from the Uzumaki compound," Griefia said as she looked at the light. "Yeah, I knew this day would come," Surziches replied in a serious voice. "Gather the members of the 64 pillars. But the Juka. The pawn will be low-class devils, the first ones into battle, because are more expendable than those of a higher rank, such as the knight," Ajuka said as he wrote it down. "The knight will have the ability to use any weapon combined with their speed, the rook will have super strength, the queen will have lots of magic in order to cast lots of spells, and better power and defense, the king will be a high-class devil, but what should I give the bishop? Beelzebub-sama, there is a golden light coming from where the Uzumaki used to be." A devil shouted as he entered Ajuka's lab. "Shit, he has returned, I thought we had more time," Ajuka thought. "What does it mean?" the devil asked. "Bad news," Ajuka replied. "But Falbium Asmodeus. Asmodeus-sama, wake up and get back to work," a devil shouted. "And you see I'm sleeping," Falbium replied. "But you have a lot of paperwork to do," the devil replied. "Yeah, whatever," snore he said as he fell asleep. "Falbium-kun, you lazy bastard," a woman shouted as Falbium jumped up and pretended like he was working when he saw the light. "So you are back, you bastard," Falbium shouted. "But Seraphol Leviathan. I hope I can calm down Naruto-chan if he ever comes back," Seraphol said, spinning in the chair in her office. "Seraphol-sama, will you stop spinning in the chair and get to work?" a devil said. "But it's fun," Seraphol replied, and she continued to spin, then she saw the golden light in the air. "Naruto-chan is back," Seraphol shouted and jumped out of the chair. "But Naruto." Naruto began to walk towards the town as his power destroys everything around him. Naruto was about to reach the town when the guards showed up, they were all from the different clans. "Phoenix Fire," a group of devils shouted. A massive fire came at Naruto when suddenly his chains wrapped around him and protected him from the fire. "Out of my way, worms," Naruto replied as the chains shot off the ground and impaled them, killing them. "How did he kill them? I thought they were from the Phoenix clan," Generic Devil 1 asked. "They are, but their power is no match for the Uzumaki, much less the heir of the Uzumaki clan, wielder of the golden chains," Generic Devil 2 replied. "Hour of destruction," was heard, but it was blocked by the chains. "Foolish devils, get out of my way, Chain Field," Naruto said. Chains came out of the ground, killing all of them as he continued on his way to the meeting hall. Meeting hall. "Now on to other business, Lord Phoenix. We sold the Uzumaki land to Boom." The building shook. "What the hell is going on?" Lord Gremory shouted. "I don't know, dear," Venelana replied. Suddenly the doors came flying in and a furious Naruto was standing there. "So the bastard's child has returned," Lord Wong said before a chain sliced him in half. "You dare kill a lord, guards kill him," Lord Phoenix shouted. Chains appeared out of the ground and captured all of them. "I can kill whoever I want because all of you turned on my clan," Naruto shouted. "Your clan deserved it, they were getting too powerful," Lord Sho shouted, suddenly he was pulp on the ground. "I'm going to kill all of you like you killed my clan," Naruto said as he shredded Lady Wong and Lady Sho. "Naruto-kun, stop, this isn't like you," Venelana said. "You guys made me this way," Naruto replied as he killed another lord. "Naruto-kun, what would your mother Kushina think?" Lady Phoenix shouted. "Don't you dare call my mother's name out of your mouth, you bitch, because you and the other bitch," as he looked at Venelana who held her head down, "were supposed to be her best friends, and you let them kill her." Naruto shouted as he killed 2 more ladies and lords. "If it wasn't for this chain I would kill you myself, just like I killed Mito," shouted Lord Ryo, a massive and muscular man. Suddenly the man was free and he charged at Naruto at high speed. "You killed my grandmother, who was in a coma," Naruto said, before he was hit in the face with a powerful punch which sent shock waves throughout the building, but he stood there and took it without flinching. "I'm going to enjoy killing you," Naruto replied as a chain came out of the flood and went straight up Ryo's ass and came up through his mouth with every organ in his body on the chains. Some of the lords started to vomit as Naruto started to laugh kukuku while licking his lips. "This is our fault, we turned a sweet handsome boy into this monster," Venelana and Lady Phoenix thought as they closed their eyes. "Boy, you are going to pay for that when my son arrives," Lord Gremory said. "I'm looking forward to killing my so-called friends," Naruto replied before he dodges what looks like plus signs when suddenly he was hit by an earth fist that sent him crashing into the ground. "Father, mother, are you alright?" Surziches asked as the chain vanishes and they fell to the ground. "We're fine, son," Lord Gremory answered as he got up. "Kukuku, so the 4 great Satans have finally decided to grace me with their presence," Naruto said as he got up. "Stop this, Naruto, it's not you," Ijuka said. "You talk to me as if you know me," Naruto replied. "We are your friends," Surzicha said as Naruto started to laugh. "Friends, you never liked me the moment I kicked you ass at the exams and you are followed behind that redhead bastard like a mindless monkey." Naruto replied as Surzicha and Ajuka flinched. "Naruto-chan, stop this, please," Seraphol said as she walks up to Naruto, who slapped her across her face. "Stay away from me," Naruto shouted as Seraphol started to cry. "I didn't know they were going to kill your family," Seraphol cried, but Naruto ignored her. "You bastard. Earth Dragon," Falbium shouted and the massive dragon came at Naruto. "Bukuku," Naruto laughs. His chain attacked the dragon, destroying it and continued on to attack Falbium. He tried to dodge the chain, but they pierced his shoulders and pulled him towards Naruto. Naruto jumped into the air and dodging some of the bullets as one pierces his right hand and left leg. "Ruin the extinct," Surzicha said as Seraphol ran over to the bleeding Falbium. "Naruto, give up, we don't want to hurt you." "You seem to forget who you are messing with," Naruto said as he started to glow. Chain coffins. Chains rose from the ground and captured as many ladies and lords as possible, but the more powerful ones escapes, but the others were squeezed to death. After Naruto was finished there was only 34 out of the 64 pillars was left. "You bastard." Ajuka roared as he rushed at Naruto, who sidestepped the attack and delivered a punch to Ajuka's stomach before giving him a kick to the face that sends him crashing into the wall. "Naruto." Surzicha shouted as he attacked Naruto only for 2 chains to pierce each shoulder and then slams him into the ground. Naruto puts up his hand and blocked the hammer slam from a giant golem that destroys the ground beneath him and forced him on one knee. The Ice Age was heard and the floor froze beneath Naruto and before long it started to affect Naruto. "I'm sorry, Naruto-chan, but you have gone too far," Seraphol said as Naruto's chain destroyed the golem and Naruto got up and saw the white-haired woman pour more magic in her attack. "Didn't both sides go too far when they killed my clan?" Naruto replied as he walks towards her. "I see why they had to get rid of you during the combined attack on the Uzumaki," Griefia said as she pours more magic. Such power she thought as Naruto continued to walk. "I'm sorry Naruto-chan, Celsius cross trigger," Seraphol said. Her attack hit Naruto and froze him. "Attack!" Lord Phoenix shouted as the remains of the pillars attacked except Lady Phoenix, Venilana and the 4 Satans. "No, stop!" Surzicha and Ajuka shouted, but it was too late as the attack hit the frozen Naruto. "You fools, don't you remember what happens when you kill a member of the royal family of the Uzumaki clan?" Ajuka shouted as Lord Phoenix and Lord Grimmery grab a hold of their artificial limbs. "Damn it, everybody run," Lord Bale shouted. "We won't escape in time, the blast will destroy this land," Surzicha said. "And how do you know that?" Lord Bale asked. "Look at how big the explosion was when Minato and Kushina died," Surzicha replied, "and everyone remembered the giant hole that has no bottom. And Naruto is stronger than both of them combined. We are all going to die," a lord shouted. "No, we'll be fine because he's not dead," Venilana said as she put her hands on his chest to scan his body. "Feels good bad, Venilana. He could be your son and you are married." As she took her hands off him. "He is just unconscious." "Thank God," Lord Phoenix said. "Arg," he held his head because of the pain. "So what are we going to do with him?" Lord Bale asked. "We are going to throw him into the Uzumaki hole," a lord shouted. "No, we are not," Venilana said. "And why not after what he did? He killed so many lords," a lord shouted. "Because it was our fault, we killed his people first," Venilana replied. "I agree with Venilana," Lady Phoenix said. "You two have no say in the matter," Lord Phoenix shouted. "But we do," the 4 Satan replied. "Now, mother, what do you propose we do to him?" Surzicha asked. "We seal him," Venilana replied. "With what?" "We don't know any sealing spells," Lord Germoni said. "But we do," Lady Phoenix and Venilana said. "Kushina taught us a spell that will seal anybody as long as nobody removes the seal." Flashback. "Remember girls, never use any sealing spell on an Uzumaki because, even if it works for a while it breaks sooner than the user expects, then that spell will never work on him or her again," Kushina said. Flashback end. "Then it is settled. We will seal him tomorrow morning," Surzicha said. Later that night. The white blur entered the chamber where Naruto was chained to the wall with nulling chains. "Who are you?" Naruto asked as the woman appeared before him. He then recognized her. She was a beautiful woman appearing to be in her early 20s, with silver hair and matching eyes. Her hair, which flowed all the way down to her back, features a long braid on each side with small blue bows at the ends, while the rest is let down, ending in twin braids. She was wearing a blue and white French-made outfit with long sleeves and a white-made headband over her head, with red lipstick as a cosmetic accessory. "Why are you here?" "I always wanted to meet you," she said as she walked closer to him. "Is that so?" Naruto replied with a smile on his face. "You were everything I wanted in a man." Strong, handsome and had a great body, she said as she rubs her hand over his exposed abs. I was prepared to beat you and take you as my love slave when my side won, but then they decided to kill off all the Uzumaki. I knew we couldn't be together after that. And why is that? Naruto asked. There is no way we could have fought off both sides, she replied. Oh I see, so why did you come here? Naruto asked. To do something I always want to do, she replied. And what is miles per hour? She covered his mouth with hers and then she deepened the kiss as she slipped her tongue into his mouth and they fought for dominance, but Naruto's tongue won. Wow, best kiss ever, Griefia thought as they continued when she heard the guards coming. Got to go. It's a shame we can't finish because I would have rocked your world, as she vanished. Next day. Sorry guys, but only the caster can enter the chambers while the sealing process takes place, Ubaluna said as she and Lady Phoenix enters the chambers. Naruto-kun, I hope you will one day forgive us, Ubaluna said, but Naruto didn't answer her. We did warn her, but she refused to run, Lady Phoenix said, but Naruto didn't answer her either. We will see you soon, Ubaluna said as she cast a sleeping spell and walked up to him and kisses him on the lips. Ubaluna. Ubaluna. Lady Phoenix shouted. Oh sorry, but I couldn't resist anymore, I've always wanted to do that since he became a man, Ubaluna replied with a blush on her face. Me too, Lady Phoenix replied as she kisses him too. I think that's enough, Ubaluna shouted as she saw Lady Phoenix hands rubbing Naruto's member and dragged her away. Let's perform the seal. Uzumaki art. 5-point seal. They shouted as a seal appeared on Naruto's head, one on both of his hands and legs. Cut. Chapter 2 Awaken. Last time. I think that's enough, Ubaluna shouted as she saw Lady Phoenix hands rubbing Naruto's member and dragged her away. Let's perform the seal. Uzumaki art. 5-point seal, they shouted as a seal appeared on Naruto's head, one on each of his hands and legs. Now. 200 years have passed since the killing of the pillar members and the sealing of Uzumaki Naruto. The four Satans worked to destroy and erase away anything that had to do with the Uzumaki clan from the history books. They took all the Uzumaki accomplishments and split it among the four of them. The four Satans passed a law stating that the older generation could not tell the younger generation the truth about the Uzumaki clan or Naruto. Anybody who talks about it would be punished by the four Satans. The years passed by and everybody tried to forget about the Uzumaki clan, but all of them couldn't, so more rules were created with harsher punishment until no one remembered them except the Pillar's head and the four Satans, and they weren't telling anybody, not even their children. They didn't check the seal either because they believed that it would last forever. Little did they know that the seal began to crack 50 years after they had sealed Uzumaki Naruto. I can't believe he didn't know that I stole you or the fact that I tried killed that kid, Rainer said as she kissed the gear. I thought he caught me when he called me into his office, she thought aloud as she landed. It's a shame I can't use it as yet, but when I can I'm going to go back and kill that red-haired bitch in her peerage, Rainer said as she saw a big building. So this is the Uzumaki chamber, she mused as she walked towards the building and then entered it. Damn, this place is dark, Rainer said when suddenly she tripped over something or someone and the sacred gear fell out of her hand and floated towards the seal. Who goes there? The sleep guard shouted as he turned on the light, but no one was there. It must have been a dream, then he went back to sleep and did not see the seal glowing as the seal absorbed the sacred gear. Naruto mindscape. Finally I'm free, now I can take over this low-class devil's mind, the red lion said as she started to walk around the place. No bad, a girl could get used to this, then she saw a red hair man sleeping. Now to eat his soul, the red lion said as she attacks the sleeping Naruto. Real world, outside. Damn it, I lost a gear, Rainer said when she heard a noise and hid in the bushes. This job stinks. I should have listened to my mom and become a carpenter, a guard said. The Grimoire, shit. I wonder if there are more of them, Rainer said as she searched the area but couldn't find any more guards. For such a powerful devil being sealed in here, I thought there would be more guards. Why do I need to guard this place? The seal Lady Grimoire and Lady Phoenix put on this place is unbreakable, the guard shouted. I need to get back that gear and get out of here, Rainer said then it hit her. Who goes there? The guard shouted as he turned around to see a girl who had long black hair that fell to her hips and violet eyes. She was wearing a school uniform, which consisted of a dark red jacket with a letter P embroidered in gold, a white undershirt, a red bow, and a green skirt with a thin white strip around the lower end of it. I was on my way to my hotel when suddenly I got all dizzy, spoke the girl right before she lifted her head and looked at the guard with her big violet-colored eyes. She was kneeling in a provocative position that showed off her large breasts and big butt, along with her ample curves for all to see. Damn, she's hot, the guard thought. Hi, is everything alright up there? A man shouted from inside the chamber. Everything is fine, just stay where you are, Ray, Kai shouted. Not going to let you steal her away from me. Could you use a hand, miss? Kai asked as he stuck out his hand. "Thank you for giving me a hand," spoke the girl as she looked Kai in the eye. "Sure, no problem," spoke Kai as he pulled her to her feet. Suddenly she leaned against him and pressed her large breasts against his chest. "Wow, I've hit the jackpot. She must be an E-cup." Kai then remembered that he was on duty. You are not supposed to be," he when she pressed her bust against him even harder and started swaying from left to right with him. "Why don't you show me to my hotel?" the girl said. "Kai, go and inform Lord Grimmery that there are cracks on the seal," Ray shouted from inside the chamber. "I'm on it," Kai said as he turns around to the girl. "I'll show you the best hotel in town, my house." "That is my kind of hotel, but can you do something for me?" the girls asked. "Anything for you," Kai replied as she leans against his ear. "Aye for me," the girl replied as she shoves a light spear through Kai's heart. "Hi. Kai, are you still out there?" Ray asked as he came out to see a girl shredding her clothing and starting to transform. She grew taller, taking on a more mature appearance, and her eyes changed, taking on a darker, more evil look. Her clothing also changed dramatically, now consisting of black, strap-like objects, resembling leather, around and under her breasts, a thong-like piece held around her hips by 3 thin straps, gloves that ran right up her arms with small lengths of chains hanging from them, shoulder guard-like objects on her shoulders, with 3 large spikes sprouting from her right shoulder, black thigh-high heel boots, then 2 black angel wings came out. "The fallen angel," Ray said as she attacked, only for him to dodge. "Shit, I have to signal for help." He ran towards the far wall to press a button when 3 light spears ran through him. "Now to get back my sacred gear," Rainer said as she walks towards the chamber when suddenly it exploded. Inside Naruto's mindscape. "You foolish lion. Did you really think you could control me?" Naruto said as the lion had chains wrapped around her. "In my mind I am a god," he told her as the chains squeezed tighter. "I bow to no one," the lion shouted as she tried to break free. "We will see about that," Naruto said as he started to absorb the lion's energy. "Ah. What are you doing to me?" the lion screamed out in pain. "I feel weak, but how? I'm a true Longinus gear, a low-class devil shouldn't be able to beat me. You dare call me, Uzumaki Naruto, the head of the Uzumaki clan, a low-class devil?" Naruto roared as he started to drain the lion even faster. "Wait, the Uzumaki clan?" the lion said, then it hit her suddenly. There was an energy surge and the lion broke free of Naruto's chains. "Uzumaki," she roared as she attacked Naruto. "Shit, she's gotten stronger," Naruto thought as he dodged all of the attacks. "You won't escape me. I am going to tear you to shreds for what your ancestors did to me," the red lion shouted as she tackled Naruto to the ground. "Now die." Suddenly chains wrapped around them. "Bukuku, I can't believe you fell for that," Naruto said. "What are you?" The chains started to glow and the red lion realized that she was sinking into Naruto's body. "He's absorbing me," she said as she started to change color. "This is quickest way to absorb somebody and you fell for it," Naruto replied. "Curse you, Uzumaki." the golden lion roared as she vanishes. "The seal may have weakened my power, but my mind is stronger than ever," Naruto said. "Real world, outside. Where the hell is it?" Rainer shouted as she searched through the rubble looking for the gear when suddenly she felt a presence behind her. She did a spin kick but the person caught it. "What is a fallen angel doing in devil territory?" a man's voice asked as he let go of her leg. "I don't talk to." Rainer turned around to see the face of the man that no devil or fallen angel ever wants to see. "Uzumaki Naruto. I'm sorry, Uzumaki-sama, for my behavior." "What are you doing here?" Naruto asked in an emotionless voice. "I've got a bad sense of direction and ended up here," Rainer replied. "You take me for a fool," Naruto said as he grabbed her by her throat. "No, I don't," Rainer replied as she struggled to breathe. "Then tell me the truth," Naruto demanded. "I will never betray him," Rainer replied. "And I," Naruto said as he pushed her to the ground and chains wrapped themselves around her. "Please don't kill me, I don't want to die," Rainer shouted. "Then tell me what you are doing here," Naruto stated. "I can't betray him," Rainer shouted back. "Wow. Now that is what you call loyalty," Naruto said as Rainer rose off the ground. "I could use a person like you. I will never join forces with a devil," Rainer shouted. "Who said you have a choice?" Naruto said as he captured her lips and released a gold dust into her mouth. "Now what are you doing here?" "I was sent here to see if the seal was still intact," Rainer replied. "I whom?" Naruto said in his emotionless voice. "Azazel," Rainer replied. "How did you get the red lion sacred gear?" Naruto asked. "I stole it from the Azazel's vault," Rainer replied. "I see," Naruto said. "Is there anything I can do for you, Naruto-sama?" Rainer asked. "Yes there is, tell me what's been going on for the last 200 years. Naruto demanded. "Well. 2 days later. It's almost time for the wedding," Surzicha said. "And what a great day it will be when 2 of the most powerful clans join," Lord Grimmery replied as he turned to properly face his son. Do you think it's a great idea to force Rias to marry Riser? Serziches asked. Why not? That how my wife and I met each other, Lord Grimmery replied as he sipped his tea. Even Lord and Lady Phoenix met that way. If you are okay with it then I'll accept it, Serziches replied. Then suddenly a knock was heard. Enter. A woman steps through the door. She had a serious expression on her face. She was a beautiful woman who appeared to be in her late teen years, with silver eye-catching hair and matching eyes. Her hair, which flowed all the way down to her back, featured a long braid on each side with small red bows at the ends, while the rest was let down, ending in twin braids. She was wearing a blue and white French-made outfit with long sleeves and a white-made headband over her head, with red lipstick as a cosmetic accessory. I have bad news, Lord Serziches. I went to do my sensory checkup to the Uzumaki chambers, but when I got there it was destroyed. What? Lord Grimmery shouted as his voice echoed throughout the building. Honey, what is going on? Venelana shouted as she entered the room. Nothing, just get back to your work, Lord Grimmery replied. But. Get back to your work, Lord Grimmery shouted as Venelana ran out. What was that for, father? Serziches asked. I don't want her to know about this, Lord Grimmery replied. That's not what I was talking about, Serziches said. Mind your own business, son. Lord Grimmery replied as Serziches glared at him. Now Griefia, do you know if he escaped or if he's dead? As Griefia looked at Serziches, who nods his head. No, Millard, but I have a feeling that he is dead, Griefia replied. Ah, like I would trust a woman's feeling, Lord Grimmery muttered in a low voice that Griefia didn't hear, but Serziches did. I see, but we still have to investigate, Serziches said as he glared at his father. I want you to send a message to Ajuka. Tell him that I have a need for his assistant. Hi, Serziches-sama, Griefia replied as she vanishes. This is bad, father. If he's alive, then we are all in trouble, Serziches said. But we beat him once already, we can do it again. Lord Grimmery replied. We could, but there will be a lot of destruction, and that's what I'm worried about. Serziches said. As he and his father talked about what they plan on doing if he's alive, they didn't realize that Venelana was listening through the door. But Naruto 3 days later. So that's Rias Grimmery, Naruto said as he and Rainer were on the top of a nearby building and looked down towards the 18-year-old girl who was currently surrounded by 3 other girls in front of Kuo Academy. She was a pretty little thing with the familiar red hair and blue-green eyes that he recognized all too well. If not for the hair, he would have mistaken her for Venelana Grimmery. Who are the other girls? Naruto asked. That one is her queen, Rainer replied as she pointed to Akeno, who was a buxom young woman who was around the same age as Rias, with very long black hair and violet eyes. Her hair was tied in a long ponytail, reaching all the way down to her legs with 2 antennae sticking out from the top and sloping backwards, with an orange ribbon keeping it in place. Like most of the girls at Kuo Academy, she wore the customary Kuo Academy girls' school uniform, along with black knee-high socks. The short-haired one looks familiar, Naruto said. That because she is Seraph Leviathan's younger sister Sona, Rainer replied when Naruto got a smile on his face that scared the feathers off her. She is perfect for my revenge, Naruto said as he looked at Sona. She was a young woman around the same age as the others with black hair styled in a short bob cut and violet eyes. She wore a pair of red glasses and the Kuo Academy girls' school uniform. Yes, she is, but she is always with that Tsubaki girl, Rainer replied. Who is she? Naruto asked. She is her queen, Rainer replied as Naruto looked at Tsubaki, who had knee-length black hair with split bangs and heterochromatic eyes. In addition to wearing the Kuo Academy girls' school uniform, and she wore blue semi-rimmed glasses with square lenses. I see, but tell me more about Sona, Naruto said. I thought you would go after Rias first, Rainer replied. She is of no importance to me, Naruto said. Later. See you girls on Monday, Sona said as they waved goodbye to Rias and Akeno. Damn it, Rias got another member and getting stronger while I'm getting weaker. Don't worry about it, Sona-sama, I'm sure you will get a powerful member soon, Tsubaki replied. Not soon enough, Sona said as she turned the corner with her head down. You are going the wrong way, Sona-sama, Tsubaki told her. I know, I just need to clear my head, Sona replied. Then I'll come with you, Tsubaki said. No, I need to clear my head alone, Sona replied. I see, then see you on Monday, Tsubaki said as she walked away. Sona walked for who know how long when suddenly she was hit to the ground. Hey, watch where you're going, you idiot. Sona shouted. Hey, you're the one who ran into me. Not the other way around. That means you're the idiot who is not looking where she is walking, said a strong yet gentle voice. Sona's eyes wide as she snapped her head straight up to look at the man she ran into. She really tried, but she failed. Oh, how she failed at trying to keep a huge blush coming right on her face. Oh. My god, she screamed out in pain as she looked at him, his ocean blue eyes looking right into her violet eyes with curiosity and amusement. Hey, are you alright? Do you have a fever? "You're all red?" The man asked with genuine concern in his voice. "Why yeah, I'm fine and I don't have a fever," Sona stuttered as she snapped out of her daze. "Well, I'm glad to see that, sorry, but I have to go now," the man said as he ran off. "What was that about?" Sona said when she saw a fallen angel flew over her and heading in the direction that the red-haired, blue-eyed man. "So that was why he ran away, I have to save him," Sona said as she ran after the fallen angel. "But the redhead. It seems like he took the bait," Naruto said as he hides behind his dumpster in a dark alley. "Where the hell are you, little devil?" the fallen angel shouted as he flies above. "I know you are here." As he started throwing light spear all over the place. Sona arrives to see the place destroyed and a pissed off fallen angel flying all over the place. Her eyes saw a red hair man pushing his head out of the alley. "It doesn't looks like the fallen angel will find him, Sona," when suddenly the red hair boy stood up and a golden lion appeared on his well-muscular chest. He ran out of the alley and the lion opened its mouth. "Suck on this," the redhead shouted as the lion fires a condensed ball of golden energy at the fallen angel, who reacted in time and dodges it. "He has a sacred gear," Sona said. "I found you," the fallen angel shouted as he attacked the blonde with light spears, but he was able to dodge them when suddenly one went through his arm. "Ah," he screamed out in pain and started run towards the alley as the fallen angel gave chase. "Shit, I have to help him," Sona said and was about to attack when suddenly the fallen angel was sliced into pieces. "What the hell?" Suddenly the moonlight shone on the alley and Sona saw some wire stretch across the top of the alley. "It worked," the redhead shouted as he jumped in the air to celebrate. "I'm impressed," Sona said as the redhead turned around and got into a fighting position. "Wait, I'm not here to hurt you." "Then why are you here?" the redhead asked. "I saw the fallen angel following you and I decided to come help. My name is Sona, by the way," Sona replied. "Naruto, now why didn't you help me then?" the redhead asked. "I was going to after you got hit by the spear, but I saw that you planned out everything," Sona replied as she walked closer. "What is that wire and what is it made of?" "It's called adamantium wire and it is an indestructible metal alloy," Naruto replied as he started to walk away. "Wait. Are you a member of the Gremory family?" Sona shouted. "No, I'm not. I'm just a banished Bale," Naruto replied as he stops and turn around. "I want you join my peerage. Will you?" Sona asked. "I don't have the power of destruction, do you still want me?" Naruto returned back. "I don't want you for your power, I want you for your mind," Sona said as a blush appeared on her face. "Meet me tomorrow night at the Golden Sun at 7:30 and if you can convince me, I will join," Naruto replied as he jumped away. "Wear something pretty." "But Sona." Sona was on her way back to school when she heard her name. "What's up, Tsubaki?" Sona asked. "You look like you are in a good mood," Tsubaki replied. "Yeah, that walk really cleared my head," Sona said. "I see, so are we still on for tomorrow's sleepover?" Tsubaki asked. "I can't, I have a date," Sona muttered. "I'm sorry, I didn't hear you correctly, could you repeat that again?" Tsubaki replied as she cleared out her ears with her finger. "I have a date tomorrow," Sona shouted. With whom?" Tsubaki asked. "The cute boy I met during the walk," Sona told her. "So that's why you are so happy," Tsubaki replied. "I'll tell you more about him inside," Sona said as they headed into Sona's house. Saturday 7:30 The Golden Sun. Sona arrived to see Naruto leaning up against a wall waiting for her. She was wearing a thin red dress that showed off her sexy figure, a white cloth wrapped around her arms and mid to lower body, and a silver necklace with her clan crest on it. "Did you wait long?" Sona asked. "Nope, I've just arrived," Naruto replied. "Then let's go," Sona said. "Ladies first," Naruto replied as he watched Sona's ass in the dress moving from side to side. "Reservation for Naruto," Naruto said to the man at the door. "Your table is ready, Mr. Naruto," the man said as he led them to the table. "My peerage is all about strategy," so Sona said, but she silenced by a finger to her lips. Sona-chan, this is a date, you can try to convince me later after I get to know you first," Naruto told her. "Fine," Sona replied with a pout on her face. They then started to get to know each other. Sona talked about her big sister and how she loved her, but hated it when she embarrasses her in public, while Naruto told her that he wasn't the one who got banished, it was his ancestor that got banished 200 years ago because they couldn't use the power of destruction. Later. "And that's why I think you should join my peerage," Sona replied as she finished off her champagne. "You convince me," Naruto replied as smile appeared on her face. "Then let's go," Sona replied as she dragged him out of the restaurant and jumped into a cab. Sona's house. As Naruto and Sona entered the house, there was a white glow that surrounded the house. "What the hell is going on?" Naruto shouted. "Who are you and what do you want with me?" Sona shouted when suddenly Tsubaki appeared and Naruto was surrounded by mirrors. "What are you talking about? You are the one who wanted me," Naruto asked. You were following me from the school and you running into me wasn't an accident, you wanted me to follow you, Sona replied as several more people came in. Then you did that fake fight, so I would offer you a position in my peerage. Wow, you are smarter than your sister, she would have fallen for that hook, line and sinker, Naruto said when suddenly some kind of wire wrapped itself around him. Autumn Sona-sama, Saji said. Now who are you and how do you know my sister? Sona shouted. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. Your sister and I used to be friends, Naruto replied, his eyes changing from blue to a ripple-like pattern. It spread over the eyeballs, with light purple irises and sclera in his eyes which shocked Sona. The golden chain, everybody run. Sona shouted. What is the matter? Tsubaki asked when suddenly golden chains shoot up out of the ground and captured all 6 of them. What the hell is this? Saji shouted. I can't escape, Haruka said. I can't use my powers, Tsubaki shouted. I always hated that stupid name, and how did you know it was me? I heard that all the records of me were destroyed. Naruto asked. My sister used to tell me lots of stories about you, but she never told me what happened to you, Sona replied. Let me tell you what happened. Your sister betrayed me. Naruto told her. That's a lie, she would never do something like that. Sona shouted. Well, she did, Naruto replied as he walked up to Sona. Stay away from her, you team. Saji shouted, but Naruto ignored him and got even closer to Sona. So you are going to kill me to get revenge on my sister? Sona asked. Of course not. You are going to help me. Naruto replied. I will never help. Why? As Naruto captured her lips with his, then the gold dust entered her body. I'm going to kill you. Saji shouted. Suddenly, somebody hit him in his head. Damn, this boy is loud. Rainer said. What can I do for you, master? Sona asked. I'll tell you later, now Rainer, work your magic, Naruto replied as Rainer started to erase their memory of the event. Why do you need her, master, when you can kill them yourself? Rainer asked. I'm not as strong as I used to be, and even with this scared gear, I still can't beat all of them myself, Naruto replied as he walked towards her and wrapped his hands around her waist. My powers will take a while before they come back, so I need allies that know everything about them and allies that they would never think will betray them. I see, Rainer said. Sona-chan, let's go. Naruto said as Sona walked over to them and Naruto wrapped his other arm around her, then they vanish in a gold gust. Monday. Okay, as I was saying earlier, we of the occult club are going to be having an important guest today that I know personally. Rias managed to say as the door opened to reveal the president of the student council and the rest of the council. What are the president and student council doing here? Issei asked. Oh, so you didn't mention us to Haidu, Rias-chan. It's also weird not to notice us when we are devils as well. Sona said as she enters the room with her. You made it, Rias said. I didn't know there were other devils at the school, Haidu said. It can't be helped because we are not supposed to contact each other at normal times. Sona replied. The Kaichu, Shitori Sona-sama's real name is Sona Sitri. She's a high-class devil who is the next heir of the house of Sitri. Akeno said. High-class devil. The house of Sitri. It's an important house just like Butchu's, right? Haidu asked. Yes, the house of Sitri is one of the 72 pillars that survived the Great War, just like the house of Gremory. This school is actually controlled by the house of Gremory, but at daytime, it is the student council. In other words, the house of Sitri is in control. The time of being in charge is split between daytime and nighttime. Akeno said. Enough talking, let the introductions begin, Ria said. My name is Saji Genshiro. I'm in 2nd year and I am Kaichu's pawn, Saji said. You are in the same year as me and also the same pawn as me. My name is Haidu, Issei replied. That may be true, but I'm way stronger than you. It took Kaichu 4 pawns to revive me, Saji said with a smile on his face. But nothing, it took Butchu 8 pawns to revive me, Issei replied as Saji glared at him. You. Sona-chan, I made it, Naruto said as he enters the room. Who's the new hot eye? Akeno thought. But power, he almost as strong as Akeno, Kiba thought. He's high his power level, who the hell is he? Rias thought. Great, another pretty boy, Issei thought as he looked around and saw the blushes on all the women, especially Sona. Damn team, Kaichu is mine. Saji thought as he glared at Naruto. Naruto walks up to Sona and kisses her on the lips as Sona wraps her arms around him to deepen the kiss which shocked the Gremory family. Rias-chan, this is my boyfriend Knight Naruto, Sona said. Sona finally got herself a boyfriend and a hot one too, Akeno said as a blush appeared on Sona's face. It looks like she finally took that stick out of her ass and finally got a man, I'm so jealous. Rias thought to herself. Nice to meet you, Rias-sama, Sona-chan told me a lot about you, Naruto said as he walked to Rias and kissed her on her hands, which caused a blush to appear on her face. Enough to destroy your family, Kukuku. The pleasure's mine, Naruto-san, Rias replied as she looks Naruto up and down, then blushed some more. Naruto, are you a Bale? I'm not a Bale, but my ancestors used to be before they were kicked out 200 years ago, Naruto replied, which shocked Rias. The Bale would never do that, Rias said. If they could use the power of destruction, but they couldn't, Naruto replied. Sorry Naruto-san, I will do everything in my power to help reinstate your family, Rias said. Don't worry about it. I'm fine with how things turned out, Naruto replied. But. Anyways, did you guys get a pet already? Sona asked, trying to change the subject. No, we were planning on going tomorrow on the full moon, Rias replied. It's a shame you won't get the chance because I was planning on going myself, Sona said. I see, how about a little competition to see who would go, Rias replied. What do you have in mind? Sona asked. The tennis match, Rias replied. You're on, Sona said. The tennis court. The queens were chosen to play with their kings, but before the match started Naruto walked to Sona and whispered something into her ears. Damn, you look so hot in that, I hope you plan to wear it for me later, Naruto whispered as a blush appeared on her face, and three other girls, because they heard everything that Naruto said. I want a boyfriend too, Tsubaki, Akeno and Rias thought. The match started, their fabulous beauty was so mesmerizing that they attracted bunches of fanboys and fangirls in the school. The match was extremely intense with no side giving in to the other, under the exciting cheering from their respective fans. They were on par with each other until they started use their demonic power. Sona's Thunderbolt. Sona shouted as a blue Sitri seal appeared behind as she lifts her leg into the air and hit the ball at high speed. So that's the way you want to play it, Rias victory slam. Rias shouted as a Gremory seal appeared beneath her and hit back the ball as they continue the game. Are you going to stop them? Kiba asked. Why should I love when Sona-chan gets this way, Naruto replied as Kiba's sweat dropped. I'm surrounded by perverts, Kiba said at last for another minutes, but in the end the victors could not be decided because both of them had destroyed their rackets in the tennis court. Another match was slated to take place later, Rias and Sona agreed that it would be a dodgeball match in the gym. The dodgeball match was even more intense than the previous tennis match, with each team taking advantage of their demonic powers to the fullest, and Issei lost his ability to have children. As a result, it turned into a messy and dangerous competition. Ria's team eventually came out the victors and claimed the right to acquire their familiars. Naruto did not play because he claims that he loved to see Sona body moves when she plays sports, and the best way to see is on the sidelines. 3 days later. Are you sure you want to do this? Tsubaki asked when suddenly Naruto's hands was around them. Hamonsu-chan, Sona-chan just wants to help her friend, Naruto said as a blush appeared on Tsubaki's cheek. I want to make sure that Team Riser isn't cheating. Sona replied as they reached the club door. Well, let's go, Naruto said as they opened the door to see Rias and her peerage sitting around a round table sipping tea. Excuse us, Sona said, which got everybody attention. Sona, welcome. Rias said. The student council president, vice president and Naruto-san, why are you here? Issei asked. The rating games are broadcast to the members of both families, they are the ones responsible for the games. Rias said. I see, Issei replied. My peerage and I volunteered for the task to oversee the game, it is your first game after all, Sona said. I will show you a fight that won't insult our rivalry, Rias replied. Suddenly a magic seal appeared and Griefia came out of it. Are you prepared? As she looks up and saw Naruto, suddenly a golden chain came out of the ground and grabs onto her leg. No one saw the chain because she was wearing a longer maid dress than usually that touches the ground. Are you alright, Aunt Griefia? Rias asked. Sona-chan, it's Griefia-sama. Naruto shouted as he runs up her and started to bow. I am not worthy, I am not worthy. He repeat over and over again. Naruto-kun, leave Griefia-san alone. Sona shouted as she grabs Naruto by his ears and drags him away. But I want to ask her something. Naruto shouted. I sure you can ask her after she finished speaking to Rias. Right, Griefia-san. Sona replied. I can't let Rias get involved, Griefia as she nods her head as the chain vanishes. Now, Aunt Griefia, you were saying, Rias said. When the game is about to start you will be teleported to the battlefield, Griefia replied. Battlefield? Issei asked. Yes. It's an alternate dimension created just for the games. Akeno said as Issei looked at her. It will be destroyed after the game is finished so you can run wild. Rias-sama, your brother will be at the games, Griefia said, which shocked everybody except Naruto and Sona, who had a smile on their face, and Issei, who did not know Rias' brother. The Demon Lord will be there. Kiba shouted. Your brother is the Demon Lord? Issei asked. Tsubaki and I have to be going back to the council room to monitor the game, Sona said. Then she looks at Naruto. When you are finished, go to your post. Oh, and good luck, Rias, you will need it. I know, but I believe in my team, Rias replied as Sona left. Rias-sama, it's time. Griefia said. Hi, guys, let's go. Rias replied as they vanished, and suddenly Griefia tried to escape, but Naruto was faster and slammed her into the wall as chain wrapped around her. "It's been a while, hasn't it, Griefia-chan?" Naruto said kisses her neck. "You team get off me." Griefia shouted. "Funny, I was in the same position 200 years ago and you wanted to rock my world," Naruto replied as he kisses her cheek. "Why don't I return the favor? I'm different now. 200 years ago, I was attracted to power, but now I'm married." Griefia said as she looks at him. "Are you going to kill me and how did you escape?" "Sealing magic doesn't work on an Uzumaki for long and no, I'm not going to kill you," Naruto replied. "Then you are after the clan's heads then and the 4 Satans," Griefia said. "Yes I am, and I'm going to kill them," Naruto replied. "You know you can't take on all of them," Griefia said. "I know that's I recruited some help from someone close to them," Naruto replied. "So that why you are with the Sitri girl you are going after Seraphol Leviathan first?" Griefia deduced. "Who knows," Naruto replied. "She will never help you. She is loyal to her sister." Griefia said. "I have my ways of convincing people, especially women, to help me," Naruto replied as he cupped her face. "And I going to show you," he said as he put his lips onto hers, but Griefia closes her mouth. "I love a challenge," Naruto thought as he squeezed her breast which made her moan and Naruto pushed his tongue into her mouth and let the gold dust flow. A few seconds later, Naruto's chain vanished and Griefia wrapped her legs around him and deepened the kiss. "Wow, master. That was the best kiss ever," Griefia said as they broke apart. "I really missed you all those years ago." "Me too. Now for the plan." Cut. Chapter 3 I'm back. Golden Lion. I am Griefia, a servant of the House of Gremory. I am here as the official of this game. The bases are as follows. The new school building is Riser Phoenix's base, and the occult research club room in the old school building is Ria's Gremory base. Begin. Griefia shouted. "But Sona and Tsubaki later." "That was an unusual method of defeating an opponent," Tsubaki said as she looks at the screen at the naked girls. "Remind to shatter his dreams when the game is over," Sona replied in her emotionless voice. "If you let me participate," Tsubaki said. "Of course I will, Kukuku," Sona replied then she started to laugh which made Saji put a hand over his crotch because he had received Sona's shattered dreams before and now he still had problems getting it up. The elimination zone. Who should I meet next? Naruto is himself as he sits in a lazy boy, waiting for the guests to arrive, when suddenly 4 girls arrive and 3 of them were naked. The first 2 of the naked girls were twins with turquoise hair, which they keep tied to one side of their head with a yellow ribbon, opposite to their sister, and blue eyes. The last naked girl had blue hair and light brown eyes. Her hair is styled with 4 short ponytails, with 2 of the 4 pointed up and the remaining 2 pointed down. The front of her hair features split bangs going across her forehead, with side bangs framing her face. The last one was a well-endowed young woman of Chinese descent with shoulder-length black hair and blue-green eyes. Her hair had 2 Chinese-style buns on both sides of her head, while the front featured bangs that formed a slight V-shape across her forehead. Her outfit consisted of a navy blue kippah with gold accents, a white sash around her stomach, and black low-heeled shoes. The kippah was open at the chest area, giving a view of her breasts and cleavage. She also wore black arm guards over her forearms and she wasn't wearing any undergarments. This must be my lucky day. 3 sexy naked girls appeared before me and an even sexier one that doesn't wear underwear, Naruto said as the 3 naked girls blush and cover up themselves and ran away to find some clothes. Beep. They scream as they ran out of the room, but the black hair girl just stood there. "You team only Riser Sama should see my sacred place," she shouted with a blush on her face as she attacked Naruto who was still sitting in his lazy boy. "I don't think Riser is man enough to handle your sacred place," Naruto replied as golden chains captured her. "What the hell is this, I can't move," she shouted as she struggled to break free. "Why don't you join me and enjoy the show?" Naruto replied as he blew gold dust in her face. "Yes Naruto-sama," she replied as the chains vanish and she went over and sits in his lap when suddenly a half-naked Kaneko appeared only wearing a pair of white panties with a horizontal pink strip in the middle of it. "Damn it," Kaneko said in an emotionless voice as she got up and saw Naruto with a black-haired girl in his lap with her kippah open and Naruto hands in them. "I don't want to know," in the same voice before she left. "I wonder what her problem is," Naruto said. "Ukari-ease," Shulin moaned as Naruto went back to work on her breast. 5 minutes later. 4 more girls arrive, one of them had shoulder-length black hair and was wearing a purple kimono and the other one had shoulder-length black hair with the bangs shaped like an M. She has a sizable chest and wears a black and white maid outfit, the other one was a brunette who was also wearing a black and white maid outfit too, and the last one had grayish-blue hair with a metal headband around her head with a red jewel in it, a necklace around her neck with a blue jewel attached to it. She was wearing a black bikini and the bra was made of metal with a sliver swirl in it and a pink and while slash around her neck. "What the hell are you doing, Shulin?" Mihi, the girl in the kimono, shouted as she saw them. "How could you do this to Rias-sama?" Burant, the maid with the bangs, asked. "Who cares about that team, all he thinks about is that Ria's girl." Shulin replied. "Even so, he's still our master," Marion, the other maid, said. "This is your fault, what did you do to her?" Shiria shouted as she attacked Naruto. "Don't worry, you will be joining them soon," Dust Storm Naruto replied as he blew gold dust out of his mouth at the women. "How can we serve you, Master Naruto?" they asked. "But Sona and Tsubaki. He's a lot stronger than I thought," Sona said as she saw Issei fighting Isabella and he was actually dodging her attack, although he looked like he has been through a shredder. "Yes, and I think he will get stronger because he keeps on boosting his gear," Tsubaki replied when suddenly. "Boost," Issei shouted as his power started to rise as the green gem in the gear started to shine dragon shot. "Holy shit," Sona and Tsubaki shouted as they saw the huge beam hit Isabella, which then tore up her clothes. "So it was a perverted attack," Tsubaki said as she saw the evil glare in Sona's eyes. "I almost feel sorry for him," Saji said. "But Naruto. He was a strong opponent, I need to get stronger." A naked woman with short light brown hair with 3 red highlights in them and grey eyes and wore a plain white mask which covers the right side of her face, shouted then she heard some giggles. "It seems like you lost too, Isabella," Mihi said as she had her head resting on Naruto's right shoulder. "Yes, I die," Isabella replied as she turns around to see Burant making out with a blonde-hair man. Marion was leaning on his left shoulder, the man had one hand on Shiria's naked breast and the other on Shulin's naked breast too. "But Sona and Tsubaki. They make a great team," Sona said as they saw Kiba and Issei fighting of the rest of Riser's peerage. "Indeed, but they are still outnumbered," Tsubaki replied when suddenly Issei's sacred gear entered its second stage. "That could be a game changer," Sona said then suddenly Issei and Kiba combined their magic. "Unlimited blade works," Issei shouted as he turned the yard into a field of swords, wiping out all the opponents at once except Riser's sister. "It seems like Rias-chan actually has a chance to win now," Sona said. "But Surzich's and Griefia. It seems like your sister's plan is working," Griefia said. "Yes, she is doing fine for her first game," Surzich's replied with a smile on his face. "Father wouldn't like this if she won." "I wonder how Riser will respond," Griefia asked. "I don't know, but he won't go down without a fight," Surzich's replied. "But Naruto." Suddenly 4 more women appeared, the first one was a young woman with brown hair with a greenish tint and green eyes. Her outfit consisted of a full set of silver armor with black accents that appeared to be a cross between a European knight's chest plate, gauntlets and greaves, and a Japanese samurai, hip plates and shoulder guards, and wore a headband that goes across her hair and forehead. She was equipped with a broadsword and a dagger, both of which were held with brown belts slung across her hip. The broadsword was slung on her left hip and featured a red jewel on the pommel and had bandages across the handle for grip. The dagger, which was located behind her hip, features a gold hilt with bandages on the handle. The second woman was a tall young woman with long black hair with a dark blue tint and brown eyes. Her hair featured 5 thin ponytails going around her head, which were held up by a golden hair accessory on top of her head. Her outfit consisted of a white top with black accents that was modeled after a Chinese cheongsam, red shorts, and armored knee-high boots with matching gauntlets. The top features a diamond shape on the chest area, giving view to her breasts and cleavage. Finally, 2 girls were twin catgirls, one of the 2 had green hair, while the other had blue, and they were wearing a school uniform, but the bottom half of their shirt was torn off exposing their breast. "What the hell is happening?" Carloman asked. "I can't believe I lost," Sirius shouted. "What are I, the pink-haired twin, said. "You girls," Lee, the blue-haired twin, continued. "Doing?" Nai and Lee finished together as they look at their fellow teammates, who was in the same position they was before, the only different was a naked Isabella giving Naruto a lap dance. "Welcome girls, why don't you join the party?" Naruto asked. "But Sona and Tsubaki. They only need to take out the queen then tag team Riser and then Rias-chan is free to marry whomever she wants," Sona said when suddenly Akeno was taken out by Ubaluna, who had received a restoration potion from Riser's sister, Ravel. "This is bad," Tsubaki said. "Your queen is gone, Rias-chan, what will you do now?" Sona mused. "But Naruto. I can't believe I let that happen," Akeno said as he walks out of the room not even looking in Naruto's direction. Seconds later Kiba arrived with his clothes torn. "Damn it. If only I was stronger." Kiba shouted as he got up and saw Naruto. "What the hell, Naruto? What about Sona-sama?" "Ah, Kiba, this is my new harem and she knows about it," Naruto replied. "Not another one," Kiba thought. "You can't take somebody's harem for yourself, and how did you get them to agree to do that?" "Well, first you." On second thought, I don't want to know, Kiba said as he walked out. But Surziches and Griefia. Yes, Surziches thought with a smile on his face. It seems like Rias-chan is in trouble. Yes, now that her two most powerful pieces are gone, Griefia replied. I'll tell father and Lord Phoenix the good news, Surziches said as he got up. Wait, the fight still isn't over and who knows, maybe Rias-sama can still win, Griefia replied as they watched Issei entered the enemy's territory and was promoted to a queen. He then joined Rias and Asia to confront Riser and Ubaluna. I told you it wasn't over as yet. As much as I want Rias-chan to win, I know she won't, Surziches replied as they saw Rias attacking Riser furiously but ineffectively due to his regeneration ability. You see, that is the reason why the Phoenix clan is one of the strongest clan around. But Sona and Tsubaki. I feel sorry for Rias-chan, she will have to marry that man, Sona replied with tears in her eyes as she saw Ubaluna using her explosion spell to knocking out Asia and sealed off Rias' soul healing source in the game. But she still have Issei, and he has that powerful dragon shot attack of his, Saji said trying to comfort his king. No, he won't be of any use to Rias-chan, Sona replied as she points to the screen as Issei charged directly at Riser while keeping boosting his powers with the sacred gear. Due to the continuous boosting, his body reached its limit and the powers started poisoning him, he fell and rolled down the roof before even being able to approach Riser. Despite being in that state and coughing up a great deal of blood, Issei refused to give up for Rias' sake, which pissed Riser off. Riser beat Issei non-stop and intended to burn him to death as the game allows death as long as it is an accident. Unable to bear that sight, Rias jumped onto Riser right when he was about to finish off Issei and resigned from the game. Stop. Don't kill him. I forfeit. Rias shouted with tears in her eyes. I feel sorry for Rias-sama, Tsubaki said as she looked at her crying king. Isn't there anything we can do for her? I wish there was, but there isn't anything we can do, Sona replied. But Surziches and Griefia. Congratulations Riser-san and well played Rias-chan, you did well for your first time, Surziches said as he shakes Riser's hand. I didn't even break a sweat, Riser replied as he and Surziches started to laugh. Rias-sama, I am so sorry, Akeno, Kiba and Kaneko said together. Don't worry about it guys. You did your best, Rias replied. Go and get the girls, Ubaluna, Riser said. Hi Riser-sama. Ubaluna replied as left via magic circle. But Naruto. Naruto, I want you to put it in me now, Shulin moaned when the door opened and a busty woman with long, wavy purple hair that fell all the way down her back and matching eyes walked in. At the front, the right side of her hair fell over her breast and covered her right eye, while the left side falls near the top of her skirt. Her attire was a dress consisting of a navy blue tunic top with gold accents and a pale blue skirt with open sides, and black shoes over matching thigh-high stockings with garter belts. The top revealed much of her cleavage and was held with a gold choker with blue and red jewels. Over this, she wore a wide overcoat with black and gold accents and matching pauldrons. For accessories, she wore a black headband with a red-orange jewel over her forehead to keep her long hair in place and wields a staff-like scepter in battle. For cosmetics, she wore purple lipstick, matching her eyes and hair. What the hell is going on in here? She shouted. What does it look like we are doing? We are pleasing our new master, Lee said. You dare you do this to Lord Riser? Ubaluna shouted. Who cares what Limp wants? Shulin replied. How dare you say that about Riser-sama, you know he can only get it up when Rias-san is near him. Ubaluna replied. And you fell for that, how stupid are you? Carloman replied. Something is not right here, Ubaluna thought. What did you do to them, little man? This bitch didn't just call me little man. Naruto thought. How about I come over there and show you how little I am? I'm waiting, Ubaluna said with a smile on her face as Naruto got up and walked towards her. Fire blast. As the huge fire hit Naruto causing an explosion. Naruto-kun. The girls shouted. Naruto, oh shit, I hope it's not the same Naruto my mother had a poster of in her bedroom, Ubaluna thought. The smoke cleared and they saw a ball of golden chain in the middle. Oh shit, I'm dead. When suddenly the ball of chain opened and Naruto came out of it high speed and the next Ubaluna knew was that she was pinned up against a wall by her throat. Let me go, you teamer, I will blow you up. Ubaluna shouted. You look even sexier when you are scared, Naruto replied as he whispered into her ear. I fear no one and I'm going to give you to the count of 3 to let me go, Ubaluna said with a sadistic smile on her face. I know your type, you submitted to power and only power, Naruto replied as he increases his power level so she could feel it as he kisses her on her neck. 1, Ubaluna counted. What power? You know you want me, Luna-chan, Naruto said as his power level went up again as he kisses her on her cheek. 2, Ubaluna continued. Yes, more power, Marie. Don't fight it, Luna-chan, Naruto said as his hands run all over her body and his power rises again. Oh yes, I'm coming, Ubaluna thought as her knees got weak. You are weak compared to Rias, and when he gets here, he will kill you. Your mouth spouts all of that foolishness with confidence, yet your hands are shaking and your palms are sweaty, your breath is rising at the very moment, and you can't resist that voice in the back of your head, telling you to ravage me and tell me how you truly want my power. Stop denying and take me, Naruto shouted as his power rises again. I want you, Naruto-kun, Ubaluna said. What did you call me? Naruto asked as he powers up again. I want you master, Ubaluna shouted. But girl, Naruto replied. With Rias. What the hell is taking so long, Ubaluna Rias shouted as he kicks down the door, only to see his naked harem standing in a circle around a man cheering him. The man had Ubaluna in his lap and feeling up her breast as they make out. No one looked around when Rias shouted as they continue to cheer Naruto, Naruto. You will burn for this, Rias shouted as he launches a huge fireball at them, but a chain wall protected them. Dude, don't be a cock blocker and find your own girls, Naruto replied, then he went back to make out with a slightly scared Ubaluna. Don't be scared, Luna-chan, I will protect you, just follow the girl's lead, he whispered into her ear and slip a note in her panty. Where the hell am I and why are we all naked, the women shouted eep. A loud screams was heard as the girls ran behind Rias, and then Naruto was sent flying into the wall. How dare you touch me, you filthy low-class devil, Ubaluna shouted as she flies over to Rias. It seems like my lust spell wore off, Naruto said as he got up. You dare to touch the harem of the immortal phoenix, Rias. Rias shouted as his body was covered with fire and he charged at Naruto, who easily dodged his attack and deliver a right hand covered in chain to Rias' stomach, then a kick covered in chains to the face that sends Rias crashing into the wall. Rias-sama. The harem shouted as they ran over to check on him. He was able to defeat Rias with only 2 attacks. No wonder mother wanted to join him, he's a devil's worst nightmare, Ubaluna thought as she checked on Rias. Well, I better get back to Sona-chan, Naruto said as he walks through the door. The next day, Sona's house, Sunday. Is everybody here, Sona asked as Rainer and Griefia enters the room. Now we are waiting on somebody else, Naruto replied, then he turns to Griefia. How did you escape from him? I told him that I decided to join a book club and the meeting was today, Griefia replied. And he fell for it, Naruto said as he laughed. He's a very trusting man, Griefia replied, then she turns to Rainer. You are the one known as Rainer? Yes I am, Rainer replied. But I thought Rias-chan killed you, Griefia said. She almost did, and if it wasn't for my wings, I would have died. Flashback. But this power I gained my 3rd set of wings, Rainer said as she healed the wound she had got from Kiba earlier with the twilight healing. If it weren't for people like you, Asia would be living a peaceful life, Issei shouted with tears in his eyes. Don't be stupid, boy. It's impossible for people like you to live a normal since sacred gears are hideous to humans. No matter how amazing the powers are, the users would get shunned, which is the reason why Asia had no friends. Rainer replied with a smile on her face. That is where you are wrong, Asia was my friend and that's why I'm going to save her, Issei shouted. The cuckoo, foolish boy, you couldn't save her in the past and you still can't save her now. Rainer replied, pointing to the dead Asia in Issei's hand. I know it my fault that I couldn't save her, but you killed her and for that I will never forgive you. Issei shouted as he was filled with torment and pain. Issei pulled out his sacred gear and charged at Rainer, who dodges his punches, then flew it to the air. Was that it? No wonder you couldn't save her. Rainer said as she threw 2 light spears at Issei, who didn't have the speed to dodge them. Ah! Issei screamed out in pain as the light spears went through his legs. Give up, boy, and hand over your sacred gear. Rainer said with a smile on her face. I will never give up because my drive to kill you will make me stronger, Issei shouted as he removed the light spears from his legs as blood spurted out from his wounds. This kid is not normal, a shocked Rainer thought as Issei got up but lost his balance and fell down. Stay down, boy, she said as a light spear appeared in her hands. Boost. Boost. Boost, 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 Issei shouted as his demon wings spread, his twice critical continued to boost his strength, then Issei charged at Rainer. What the hell is going on? Where did he get such power? Rainer thought as she started to panic, she threw a light spear at Issei, but he parried it like it was nothing. I have to get out of here, as she attempted to escape, but Issei grasped her wrist right before she could do that. Die. Issei roared as he gave her a boosted punch to the face that sends the fallen angel flying through the window. Damn. I lost but I back am not defeated, it's a shame I can't get to keep you, saving grace, Rainer said as she fell to the ground hard and her shadow sinks into the ground. Inside the church. I'm alive. Rainer said. Not for long because you will soon meet your friends again, Rias replied as she threw her down in front of Issei. Please Issei, don't do this to me, it's not my fault. I was ordered to do it. Rainer said as she turned into Yuma with tears in her eyes. President, please do it, Issei said as he turned his back on her. Wait Issei-kun. I did love you or I wouldn't have saved this, Rainer shouted as she took out a pendant that Issei gave her, but Issei didn't look back. For my sweet little slave redemption. Rias said as a red seal appeared on her hand. Ah. Rainer screams out in pain as Rias rendered her to nothing left but scattering feathers on the floor. Flashback end. What is saving grace? Sona asked before Griefia could. Well, the ability to sacrifice one's wings in order to save an angel's life, Rainer replied. Then how do you still have both wings? Griefia asked. My theory is that I had gained my third set of wings during the fight with Issei, Rainer replied. Don't you worry. I will make sure you gain more than a set of wings. Naruto said. Thank you master, Rainer replied when they heard a knock on the door. Enter, Naruto replied as the person enters. I'm here master, Ubaluna said when suddenly she was trapped in a water bubble with light arrows around her. What are you doing here? Griefia asked as he walks towards her with the floor freeze with every step she took. Stop, she is with us, Naruto replied. How did he get the strongest queen, a fallen angel and the sister of the strongest women devil to work with him? Ubaluna thought as she was released and she gasped for air. So you are controlling her with the gold dust? Griefia asked. Not really, Naruto replied. What? They shouted. Just look, watch, Naruto replied as he raises his power level and she started to moan. Great a power whore, Griefia said as Ubaluna glared at her. Who are you calling a whore, you bitch? Ubaluna fired back as Griefia attacks her, but a chain drags her back. Stop that Griefia and don't call her names because you were like that too, Naruto told the two. That was 200 years ago, Griefia replied. How do you know we can trust her? Sona asked. Yeah, who's to say she won't leave you for someone stronger, Rainer shouted. I will never betray Naruto because with Naruto's power, I can finally get my revenge on the man that killed my mother, Ubaluna shouted when suddenly Rainer saw her necklace. That necklace, I have seen it before. Are you Hitomi's daughter? Rainer asked. Did you know my mother? Ubaluna asked. No, but I saw a picture of her with that necklace and heard stories about her, Rainer replied. I still don't trust her, Sona replied as Griefia nodded in agreement. Fine then, Naruto, apply the gold dust, Ubaluna said as Naruto walked up to her and kisses her as she wrapped her hands and legs around him to deepen the kiss as the gold dust flow. Now Ubaluna, how did you escape? Naruto asked. I told the harem that I was going to buy a wedding present for Riser and Riser doesn't know I was there since his precious Rias is with him so he won't miss me, Ubaluna replied. Now let's get down to business, Naruto said as they sit down. I think it's time to start my plan. The next night, Underworld. Benalana was sleeping alone again. Even when her husband was right beside her, she still slept alone. He took up most of the bed, but she was all by herself. She could not remember the last time he touched her. She tried everything. The night he would return from a business trip she would melt into his arms, lips red and cheeks rouged, but it was always the same answer. Not tonight, Benalana. Not tonight, Benalana, translated to not any night, Benalana. She would parade around in expensive lingerie and croon that she would do all the work. He wouldn't have to lift a finger. All he had to do was lay there and let her move for them. But no, he was too tired, apparently. He needed to get some shut-eye before he left again. The worst part was that he didn't even want to be near her, either. He slept completely on the other side of the bed and whenever she reached out to caress or embrace him, he would grumble for her to stop and go back to sleep. Tonight was the last time she would ask him. Honey, I'm so horny, I want you now, Benalana said on her sexiest voice. Sure, why not, Lelich, Lord Gremory replied. Yes. Let me change first, Benalana shouted as she ran into the bathroom to change. A minute later. Are you ready for me, big boy? Benalana replied in a seductive voice and in boner-rising outfit and jumped on the bed, but she didn't hear any response. All she heard was Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Lelich was asleep. You team, Benalana as a red seal appeared on her hand. Ah, my balls. Was heard throughout the castle. What the hell, Benalana? Lelich shouted holding his balls. What are you talking about? Benalana asked in a fake sleepy voice. You attacked me, Lelich shouted. Sorry honey, I must have been sleep fighting, Benalana replied with a hidden smile on her face. Serves you right for ignoring me. 12 midnight at Issei's house. Issei woke up with tears in his tears when suddenly he saw a magic circle appeared on the ground and Griefia came out of it and walked towards him. I can't believe Naruto-kun talked me into doing this, Griefia thought. Issei sent I here to invite to the wedding of Riser and Rias. It's my fault. Issei said with his head down. The others members of Rias Sama team is already with her in the underworld and they would like you to attend, Griefia said. I don't think Riser would like that, Issei replied. Riser doesn't have a say in this matter because Surziches wants you there, Griefia said, then she gave him a paper with a magic circle. This will allow you to travel to the underworld. As a magic circle appeared beneath her and she vanished. Underworld. Hey guys. I can't believe Rias-chan lost, Sona said conversationally. Don't worry about it, Kiba said in a carefree voice. How could you be so relaxed? Sona asked. Because it is not over yet, Kaneko replied. Where is that handsome boyfriend? Akeno asked as Sona glared at her. Ladies and gentle, please welcome Riser Phoenix and his wife to be Rias Gremory, Surziches said as Riser walked out with a $1 million smile on his face and Rias with a motionless expression as the audience applauded. They look very good together, Gel, Lord Phoenix said as he sat in one of four throne with his wife on the left and Lelich on the right. I agree with you my old friend, Lelich replied as he sat beside his son. I can't believe Rias is suffering the same fate as her mother and I, Cecilia, Lady Phoenix, thought. Beep. Was heard throughout the room and everybody turned to source of the noise. They saw a short spiky hair blonde man with blue eyes and 3 whisker on each cheek hugging a short hair girl with violet eyes and was wearing glasses. Oh, young love, Cecilia said. Isn't that Seraph Leviathan's younger sister? Lelich asked. Yes, that's her, but who is that guy? Surziches replied. Better night, Griefia said, then they saw them kissing. And apparently her boyfriend. How could she date a low-level devil? Gel said with a look of disgust on his face. We have to talk to Seraphol about this, Lelich replied. He looks familiar, Cecilia thought as she looks at the man. That's the team that dared to touch my harem. I'll burn him alive. Riser thought, then he looked at Ubaluna. Is there any of that power suppression seal in here? No master, Ubaluna replied as she pretended to check for seals. I can't believe he bought that crap. The only seal Naruto-kun had in that room was one to prevent others from sensing his power level from outside the room. Now you will pay. Riser thought as he got up when. Boom, the door exploded and 2 guards came flying in. Who dares interrupt the engagement party of the Phoenix clan? Gel shouted as the brunette boy steps forward. I want my president back. Issei shouted. Guards, get him. Riser cried as the guards attack him. Not so fast. I sword. Kiba shouted as 2 of the guards froze. Get out of the way, little girl, a guard shouted only to receive a kick to the face that sends him crashing into the others. But you know kid, a ground of guards shouted from behind only to be electrocuted. Oh, Issei Akeno said as Issei ran forward. How dare you crash my daughter's wedding, Lelich shouted. I'm here to challenge Riser for my president. Issei replied. And why should we let you after what you just did? Lelich asked when the lights went out. Because I say so, a voice said. Turn on the backup, Surziches shouted as the lights came back on and they saw a man in a WWE Kane costume 2012 standing before them. Who the hell are you? Riser shouted. Hide the kid and I will take off my mask, the man replied. We don't take orders from you, kill him, Jello shouted. Kane coffin, the man said, which scared the crap out of Jello and Lelich, but nothing happened. Team, who are you and how do you know about that attack? Surziches said as he got up, ready to attack the man. What is going on here? I never seen father this scared and brother ready to kill someone before, Rias thought as she continued to look on. What's so special about the words chain coffin? Accept the boy's challenge and I will tell you, the man replied. So you are in leagues with this man, Surziches asked a sweating Issei. And no, sir, Issei replied. Fine, I accept the challenge, Surziches replied. What? Riser shouted. Just do it son, Jello replied. Get the people out of here then we will capture him, Surziches whispered into his father's ears who signaled the guards to evacuate the people. Open the dimension, Griefia shouted as Riser and Issei vanishes. Where the hell is he? Cecilia thought as she looks in the audience when suddenly a huge magical circle appeared around the people. Now. Surziches shouted as they attacked the masked man, but an ice wall block. Griefia. What the hell? Surziches shouted. Look up, Griefia replied as she points to the ceiling where they saw a golden chain through the glass roof wrapped around the building. Now look there as she pointed, the people was still there. So you thought I was saying a name, Surziches, the man replied as they all glared at him. I'm the real deal, as he took off the black mask. So I finally get to see your face again, Naruto-kun, after all these years, Cecilia thought. Now we can't to find out who is this masked man that scare Lord Phoenix and Lord Gremory, the others' thoughts. The mask came off only to reveal another mask and everybody face fault. But I did what you wanted, the man replied. Son, don't or we will endanger everybody in here, and Rias-chan, Lelich said as he put his hand on his son's shoulder. Now let the movie begin, the man said as a screen appeared. On screen. Issei used a high-level skill called Overboost, which immensely increased his power and wrapped him in complete red dragon armor. Thanks to that incredible power, Issei was able to fight on a par with Riser in a magnificent battle of fearful flames. In a blow trade with Riser in the air, Issei landed a punch in Riser's face while holding the cross. The holy punch dealt quite a great blow to Riser. However, just when Issei was about to deliver the finishing blow, the time was up for his dragon armor power and it disappeared, returning Issei to his normal status. Riser grasped Issei by his collar, preparing for a counterattack, but before he could do that, Issei took out a bottle of holy water and poured it on Riser's face. His face was severely burned and his regenerative power was suppressed. Issei mustered up all his energy into the boosted gear in his left arm, then delivered the final blow to Riser, all to avenge the tears Rias had to shed. With that, Riser fell down. Transmission end. Well, the Phoenix clan is as weak as ever, it reminded me of the time I kicked your brothers and Sirzetchi's ass to become Devil of the Year in Devil Academy 210 years ago, the man replied. Who is this guy? A man asked. He claims to beat Sirzetchi's Sama for Devil of the Year, but the history said that Sirzetchi's Sama won that year, a woman said. That can't be true, a man said. You guys want to know who I am? My name is Uzumaki Naruto, head of the Uzumaki clan that the pillars wiped out. Naruto shouted. You team, Jello shouted as he attacked Naruto and the lights went out, then a few seconds later. It came back on and Naruto was gone. That can't be true. The pillars would never do that. Was there really an Uzumaki clan? It must be true or Lord Phoenix wouldn't have attacked him. Brother, who is Uzumaki Naruto? Rias asked. Cut. Chapter 4 Sirzetchi doesn't know. Last time. You guys want to know who I am? My name is Uzumaki Naruto, head of the Uzumaki clan that the pillars wiped out. Naruto shouted. You team, Jello shouted as he attacked Naruto, who dodged the attack. As weak as ever, Naruto replied as a chain hand to the face and sent Jello flying into the wall. Lord Phoenix. The guards shouted as they ran over to check on him. Death, Naruto said, and the lights went out, then a few seconds later. It came back on and Naruto was gone. He defeated Lord Phoenix with a single punch. That can't be true. The pillars would never do that. Was there really an Uzumaki clan? It must be true or Lord Phoenix wouldn't have attacked him. Brother, who is Uzumaki Naruto? Rias asked. Now. A week later. Sirzetchi's Sama, was it true what the masked Uzumaki said? A reporter asked. The masked Uzumaki? Sirzetchi's asked. That's what we are calling him now, the reporter replied. Don't listen to the madman, he was just looking for attention, Sirzetchi's replied. Then why did Lord Phoenix attack him? A reporter asked. Oh, the mask team has been stalking his wife for a while now, Sirzetchi's replied. So how do you plan to stop the masked Uzumaki? Another reporter asked. Don't worry about him, the Devil Army will handle him, Sirzetchi's replied. If he was able to defeat Lord Phoenix without a sweat, what do you think will happen to our army? A reporter questioned Sirzetchi's. You will be sending our men to their death. A reporter shouted. Our army can handle it. Sirzetchi's replied. That's a load of crap and you know it. A man shouted. Yeah, be a man and handle it yourself. A woman cried. Quiet down, Sirzetchi said. I heard a fallen angel telling another one that the Uzumaki was a cousin family to the Baal, a man shouted. Arrest that man for seeing a fallen angel and not killing them, Sirzetchi shouted as the guard arrested the man. See, he is not denying it, the man shouted as the guards drags him away. So it's true, the audience started to whisper to each other. The masked Uzumaki is a cousin to the Baal, I want this on the front page now, reporters shouted. Don't be ZZT. Venelana turned off the TV. Looks like Sirzetchi isn't doing so good, Venelana said as she sipped her tea. Yeah, Naruto really picked his place to reveal himself. Cecilia said. Are you sure it was Naruto-kun? Venelana asked. Yes, I would recognize his voice anywhere, Cecilia replied as she ate her food. It's a shame you didn't see his face, Venelana said. I think I did, Cecilia replied. What do you mean? Venelana asked. Look at this man, Cecilia replied as she shows Venelana her memory of the blonde with Sona. Why are you showing me Seraphol Leviathan younger sister making out with her hot boyfriend? Venelana asked. Look closer at the blonde, then picture him with red hair and without the whiskers, Cecilia replied as Venelana looked at the blonde again. Oh my god, it is him, Venelana shouted as a blush came to her face. I really miss him. Me too, I just hope he will forgive us, Cecilia said. Of course he will forgive us, we aren't the ones that attacked and killed his family, it was our husbands and sons, Venelana replied as a certain redhead arrived at the door. But we knew about it, Cecilia said. And we told Kushina about it, Venelana fired back. Yes, on the day of the attack, when we knew about it for a week. Cecilia replied. What did my father and brother do? Rias thought. With Naruto a week later, Sunday. I guess I'll go with Clark, Diana whispered. She tapped her chin thoughtfully, giving Bruce a sideways glance. Unless I should go with you. Whatever, Bruce muttered. I'm fine to go with Diana, Clark said amiably. So, Bruce and I are good to go? John asked for confirmation. I changed my mind, Diana clasped her hands in front of her. I'll go with Bruce and John can go with Clark. She batted her eyelashes bashfully at Bruce. Whatever. Bruce said. Clark watched in confusion as Diana took Bruce's hand and virtually dragged him off. What's with them? He asked John. Man, for somebody with like 50 kinds of vision, you are so blind, John rolled his eyes when Superboy couldn't understand why. Batman, why can't you see she's the perfect girl for you, Naruto said as he looks at the TV. Naruto, I'm ready, Griefia said as she came out of the room wearing a lovely black dress that shows off her wonderful figure. You look beautiful, my sweet, and these are for you, said Naruto as he handed her a bouquet of yellow roses. Yellow roses means promise of a new beginning, making her blush. They are lovely, Naruto, Griefia said as she kisses him on the lips. You deserve a new beginning, Naruto replied as she puts them in a vase. You look very beautiful without that tacky maid outfit. It was the only thing that team made me wear after I became his servant, Griefia said with tears in her eyes. Even when he married me, I was still treated as a servant. Don't worry about that team, he will never touch you again, Naruto replied as he wiped away her tears. Now let's go. 20 minutes later. 2 days later. Come on Naruto, let's go, Sona shouted as Naruto packed the bags. I'm coming, Naruto replied as he sealed away the bags. Are we going to train Naruto-kun? Rainer asked as she came down the stairs. You are all going to a place where your magic can be developed, Naruto replied. Master, where are you? Ubaluna shouted as she enters the room. I'm Rider Luna-chan, Naruto replied as she hugs him. So how are things going at the Phoenix Mansion? You were right, Riser has developed a fear of dragons and won't come out of his room, Ubaluna replied as she kisses him. And thanks to your seal, he hasn't tried to touch me or any of the other girls because he thinks we are dragons. What about Cecilia and Gel? Naruto asked. Gel hasn't been the same since you return, he been to a shrink ever since because he keep on seeing you everywhere and Cecilia is meeting Vanillana every day since the interview. I see, Naruto replied. Master, I'm here, Griefia said. Now, on to our 3-day training trip, Naruto replied. Master, I don't think 3 days will help us, Sona said. Don't worry about it, Naruto said as they vanish. The Red Sea, the sea that Moses parted. Beep. Sona screams as she felt from the air. I wouldn't let that water touch you too much if I was you, it contains some holy power, Naruto shouted. I'm going to kill you, Naruto, Sona shouted as she reaches the water. Water control. She shouted as the water below her opened up and she fell to the bottom. See you in 4 days, Naruto replied as he vanishes. Naruto. Sona shouted as the water closed around her. Damn it, I don't know how long I can keep this up. Day AM 109 planet. Master, we have to go back to her, Ubaluna said. You should be worried about yourself instead, Naruto replied. Awa, Ubaluna screams as he landed on the planet. The planet will explode in 3 days, so see you in 4, Naruto replied as he vanishes. Curse you, Naruto, Ubaluna shouted as she heard an explosion. Pluto. I hate you, Griefia said as she fell on the ice that was as black as coal. I control ice magic, so why am I freezing? That is because this ice is so cold that it can't be melt, so don't freeze that hot ass of yours off, Naruto replied as Griefia glared at him as he vanishes. I'm going to freeze your balls off when I see you again, Griefia shouted. Canis Major. Damn it, I can't see a thing, Naruto, Rainer said as she felt around for Naruto, but she couldn't find him. Naruto, where are you? See you in 4 days, Naruto replied as he vanishes. I can't see a thing. Rainer shouted as she flied around. But Naruto, 5 kilometers away from the Uzumaki Hall. Now for my training, Naruto replied as he ran through a seals of seal. A building appeared at the entrance of the temple as a giant replica of the clan symbol. Naruto entered the shrine, a podium at the center of the temple, with all sorts Oni masks hung beneath 3 connected symbols of the clan, under all of which are ornate black flames. My mother used to tell me that if I put on one specific mask among these actually invokes the Shinigami. Naruto said as he looks at all the masks. This must be it, he said as he put on the mask. Who dares summon the all-powerful Shinigami? A booming voice said. Sure, why not, but don't you have work to do? Naruto asked as she poured him a cup. Nope, I'm free as a bird, she replied. Soul Society. Damn it, where the hell is she? A man replied as he saw 2 large towers of paper on her desk. I bet that bitch is somewhere drinking again. With Ubaluna 3 days later. I'm out of energy, it looks like this is where I died, Ubaluna said as the planet was about to explode. Mom, I have failed you, she said as she closed her eyes. Flashback 100 ago. Mom. Why are we going to the human world? A 13-year-old Ubaluna asked her mother. It seemed like the other fallen angel found out that you weren't born without any power and they want to kill you, but I won't let them. Her mother was a busty woman with long, wavy blue hair that falls all the way down her back and matching eyes. She was wearing blue lipstick, matching her eyes and hair. She was wearing a black-violet trench coat-like top with a wide collar, and matching pants, and black-heeled shoes. The trench coat top was open at her chest, giving view to her breasts and cleavage. She also wore a gold necklace around her neck and is held with a gold choker with 2 white jewels. "I'm sorry, Mom." "Hitomi, open up and hand over the girl," the fallen angel shouted. "Leave this place or die," Hitomi shouted when suddenly the door came crashing down. "Where the hell are they?" one of them shouted when suddenly the ceiling lit up. "Oh shit. Black rain." Hitomi shouted as the black arrows rained down on them, killing them. "Mom, I'm so scared," Ubaluna replied as she flies away with her mother when suddenly 3 fallen angel appeared before her. "Azazel," she exclaimed as she stopped. "Well, look at what we have here, Shemhazai," Azazel said to his friend who was wearing a black cloak that covered up his face. "Hitomi of the Black Abyss," Shemhazai replied as his 10 wing came out. "The one that tied you to bedpost and let all the fallen angels see your little soldier," a middle-aged, gruff-looking man with black hair, matching beard and a muscular body said. "It was cold on that day, now shut up, Betrayal," Azazel shouted as he glared at Hitomi. "Hand over the girl, and I will forgive you for cheating on me. We were never together, and I rather died than hand over my daughter," Hitomi shouted as her 10 black wings came out. "So be it, attack," Azazel shouted as Betrayal and Shemhazai attack her. "Holy lightning," Betrayal shouted as a powerful lightning attack came down on Hitomi and Ubaluna, who screams out. "I will protect you, my daughter." Black Abyss, Hitomi said as a deep chasm appeared and absorbed the attack. "Got you," Shemhazai shouted when suddenly lightning hit him awawawa as he fell to the ground. "Who's next?" Hitomi replied with a scared Ubaluna in her hand. "Lightning fist," Betrayal shouted as he attacks Hitomi on the side that she held Ubaluna. The Wawa Hitomi screams in pain as she took the hit for her daughter. "Mom," Ubaluna shouted as they began to fall. "I'm okay," Hitomi replied as a black aura appeared around her, dodges an attack from Betrayal and deliver a power punch to his stomach as he cough up blood. Black star. A shining black ball hit Betrayal in the face, sending him crashing into the ground. "Light tornado," Azazel shouted as the tornado surrounded Hitomi and Ubaluna and started to fire light spears at them. "Lightning spears," Betrayal as his attack combined with his leader. "Die bitch." Light shower as a seal appeared over the tornado and started to rain down light spears. The Wawa Hitomi screams out in pain as the spears pierce her. "I didn't kill you because I'm giving you one last chance to be a part of my harem, but that thing, good riddance," Azazel said as Hitomi fell out of the sky. "What the hell?" She manages to save that thing. "Mom, wake up," cried Ubaluna shouted. "I'm fine." Black portal. Hitomi shouted as they vanish. "Ooh. Devil World Phoenix Mansion. Boom. What the hell?" Jello shouted as he ran out of his house with Cecilia behind him. "Mom, wake up," Ubaluna shouted with tears in her eyes. "I fine, honey, just get me to a dark place," Hitomi replied. "The fallen angel Phoenix fire." "Hellfire," Jello shouted. "Jello, stop," Cecilia shouted, but it was too late as the fire hit Hitomi, who screams out in pain. "Mom." Ubaluna shouted as his mother pushes her way. "Blue flames of resurrection," Cecilia shouted as the blue and white flame washed over Hitomi, saving her as Ubaluna ran over to her mother and hugged her. "I love you, my daughter," Hitomi said as she hugged when suddenly she pushes away her daughter when suddenly a flaming hand went through her stomach. "Mom," Ubaluna shouted. "You don't think about saving her this time," Jello shouted at his wife. "Now die, hell flames," as her body turns to ash. "Honey, that was the Black Abyss," Cecilia said. "You mean, oh shit, I'm dead," Jello shouted as he started to panic. "I broke the contract." "You team, you killed my mom," Ubaluna shouted as she attacked Jello, only to be knocked out by Cecilia. "Kill her," Jello shouted. "But she is just a child," Cecilia replied. "A child of that monster and a witness," Jello shouted as he walks over to them. "Hand her over, I'll do it myself." "She's human and nobody will believe her," Cecilia shouted as Jello stops. "Are you sure?" Jello asked. "Yes, I am," Cecilia replied. "Fine, we will hand her over to our son on his 18th birthday," Jello shouted as he walks off. "Weren't those jewels white a while ago?" Cecilia said as she picks up Ubaluna, who had the necklace in her hand, had a red and blue jewel in them. Flashback end. With Naruto. "Come on, just one more story and then I will leave," Shinigami begged. "Fine," Naruto replied. "People will do anything to avoid paperwork." Flashback 212 years ago. 16 years old Naruto enters the classroom as everybody look at the new red-hair hot eye that was standing beside the teacher. The new hot eye, and he's a Gremory, a group of fangirls squeals as Naruto rolls his eyes. "Those eyes, where have I seen them before?" Seraphil thoughts as she looks at Naruto. "Who is that Surziches?" Ajuka asked. "How the hell should I know who he is?" Surziches replied. But he's a part of your clan and you are the heir so you should know. Ajuka fired back. Well, I never seen him before, Surziches replied. What do you think, Falbium? Ajuka shouted as the sleeping boy. Who cares, just let me sleep, Falbium replied as he went back to sleep. Am he hot, I could just eat him up. A long curly blonde hair that extends all the way down her back and dark blue eyes. She wears the standard school uniform that showed off her remarkably large breasts, said as the blonde hair boy beside her glared at her. Your boyfriend is sitting right here, the blonde hair boy grumbled. Mr. Phoenix, be quiet, the teacher shouted, then he looked at the redhead. Please introduce yourself. My name is Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto, Naruto said. I always wanted an Uzumaki since I heard about their legendary stamina, the blonde hair girl said. I'm right here. The blonde hair boy shouted. I thought he was a Gremory, the fangirl said. So he's a cousin of your mother's family, Ajuka said. Now I remember him, he's Minato and Kushina's son, Surziches replied. You mean he's the son of Red Death and the Yellow Flash, Ajuka shouted, which shocked everybody. How could I forget the eyes of an Uzumaki? Seraphol said as she looked at Naruto and blushed. He looks just like him. So he's not only an Uzumaki, but he is my idol's son, now I know I must have him, the blonde girl said. I'm right, he started as she kicked him away. Naruto-kun, I have saved you a seat, the blonde shouted. Damn, she's hot, Naruto thought as he looked at the girl who was shouting. Be quiet, Miss Mably, he will sit beside you, the teacher said as Naruto walked up to her and sits down as Seraphol glared at her. My name is Elizabeth Mably, Elizabeth said as she extended her hand. Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto replied as he shook it. Well Naruto, how about you join me for lunch, Elizabeth said. I would love to, Naruto replied. Meet at the pool, Elizabeth said when the blonde hair boy got up and marches over to them. Mr. Phoenix, sit down, the teacher shouted. The pool, lunchtime. Naruto arrived at the pool and to his surprise it was empty and Elizabeth was swimming in the pool topless. Would you like to join me for a swim, Naruto-kun? Elizabeth asked without looking at Naruto. I would love to, but I didn't bring my swim trunks, Naruto replied. Neither did I, Elizabeth fired back as she stands up and showed off her white panties and large breast. You've convinced me, Naruto replied as he took off his shirt and pants, leaving him in his underpants. I wonder if he's half Greek god, Elizabeth thought as she started to drool as Naruto entered the pool as swims towards her. Like what you see? Naruto asked. Very much, a red-faced Elizabeth replied. Me too, Naruto whispered into her ears. They spend half of their lunchtime getting to know each other. What the hell is going on in here, the blonde hair boy shouted. Who is that, Eliza-chan? Naruto asked. I never seen him in my life, Elizabeth replied. What, I'm your boyfriend, the boy shouted. Is that true, Eliza-chan? Naruto asked. Nope, I dumped him this morning, Elizabeth said. No you didn't, the boy fired back. Well look at the time, it's class time, Naruto said as he jumps out of the pool. You are not going anywhere, nobody sees Rain Phoenix's girl naked and lives to tell about it, Rain shouted as he attacked Naruto, only to be blocked by Naruto's golden chain. The golden chain. Aren't Uzumaki chains supposed to be red? Elizabeth thought. Let me pass and I will forgive you for attacking me. Naruto replied as his chain vanished. You dare threaten a member of the Phoenix family? Rain shouted as he attacked again. Rain, stop this or I will give you a detention, Surziches said as Rain stops as he saw them. Your cousin just saved your life, Uzumaki, Ray said as he left. I didn't need your help, Naruto replied. I know, but I couldn't let you get in trouble for fighting on the first day, Surziches said. Naruto-kun, I'm so sorry, it's my fault, Elizabeth said as she covered herself. Don't worry about it. It could have been worse if it wasn't for Surziches Gremory and these are my friends Ajuka, Seraphol and Falbium, Surziches replied, and that's how we became friends. Flashback end. Saturday, Surziches' house. Happy birth week, Surziches. They shouted as soon as he arrived. He thanked them all and then started thanking each individually. As he walked around the room he suddenly found himself looking at Ajuka. Happy birth week, Surziches. And I have the information for you, Ajuka said, holding his hand and smiling. Thank you, and did you find his hideout? Surziches asked. Yes, and he may even still be there. Ajuka replied. Where is it? What are we waiting for? Surziches asked. He's at the Uzumaki temple and I sent some men to make sure he is still there, Ajuka replied. You mean the temple we have been looking for? Surziches asked. Yes. I'm glad you're here, Surziches said as he saw his mother coming up to them, and I hope you'll come and visit some other time when we can really talk. Happy birth week, Surziches, Venilana said as she hugs her son. Sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't wait any longer. Don't worry about Lady Gremory, Ajuka replied. Mom, where is my wife and my sister? Surziches asked. I right here, honey, Griefia replied as she walked up to him and kissed him on the cheek. Rias-chan will be here soon, Venilana replied. Surziches-chan, Serafal shouted as she ran up and hugs him. Happy birth week and I hope you live to see many more and be a star. Hey, happy birth week man and what she said, Falbium said in a lazy voice. Happy birth week Surziches-sama, Sona said as she drags her boyfriend. Happy birth week Surziches-sama, Naruto stuttered. You really are a great actor Naruto-kun, Venelana thought as she looks at Naruto. Is Rias-chan here? Sona asked. Happy birth week big brother, Rias shouted as she ran up and hugs him. The party lasted for most of the day, with food, games and laughter. Surziches couldn't remember a time when he enjoyed himself so much in the company of friends and family. Thank you, mother, for this wonderful party, Surziches said. You should thank Griefia as well. I could not have done it without her help. Venelana replied. Thank you honey, Surziches said. Only the best for my husband, Griefia replied. The party is not over yet, it's time for the parade, Lelich shouted as they ran out of the house. I'll meet you guys there I have to go to the bathroom, Naruto said. I'll show it to you young man, Venelana offered. Don't worry about me, I can find it on my own, Naruto replied. Nonsense, I'm the host and I must make sure that the guest doesn't get lost, Venelana said. If your husband is alright with it, Naruto said, but everybody had left already. Follow me then, Venelana said as Naruto followed her. I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? Naruto asked. For betraying Kushi she was slammed into the wall. Don't ever say my mother's name out of your mouth, Naruto roared as he squeezes her throat. I'm sorry if only I had the courage to stand up to my husband, Venelana said with tears in her eyes. I'll let you tell her yourself, Naruto said. I'm sorry, I'll do anything to make it up to you, Venelana shouted when suddenly she was silent by a pair of lips. The gold dust flows into her mouth which caused her to moan as Naruto deepened the kiss. What the hell is taking the band so long to start and where the hell is Griefia? Surziches shouted. I just passed her on the streets and she told she was going to check on the band, Venelana as she arrived and took her seat beside her husband. Let's get the party started, the MC shouted as quite a few big screens appeared all over the place. DAY 3000 I don't own this song, but I did insert the name Surziches and Griefia. It's owned by Eurotrip movie and punk band Lustra. Suddenly the Scotty Doesn't Know soundtrack appeared on the sound system and a screen came showing 5 people wearing masks. It's the masked Uzumaki. The people shouted. Cut the feed, Surziches shouted. What the hell is she doing with that beast? Lelich shouted as he watched his daughter-in-law get off the Naruto's lap. That couldn't be Griefia, Venelana said as she saw her leans towards Naruto and they started to kiss like a wild animals. Surziches, stop. Lelich shouted as he tried to stop his son, only to be pushed out of the way as Surziches charges at the unsuspecting couple. Stop him or he may destroy the place or get himself killed. Hi, the 3 Satans replied as they followed their leader. I finally get to kill that team, Falbium said. Naruto-chan, I'm sorry, but I have to stop you, Serafal said as she looks at them. That should have been me. This shouldn't be easy because out of all of them only Naruto could give us a real challenge, Ajuka thought as he scanned their power level. But Naruto. It seems like the show is about to start, Naruto said as they separates. You know what to do, when suddenly Surziches appeared above him. Surziches shouted as he slammed his fist on the ground where Naruto and Griefia used to be, causing a massive crater that destroyed a part of the town, killing hundreds of devils. Where are you? Right behind you, Naruto replied as his fist connected to Surziches' face that sent him skidding across the ground as he destroyed several buildings and killing hundreds more before he finally stopped. Naruto did not waste any time and charged at Surziches at a high speed. Surziches was just getting out of one of the destroyed buildings. I'm going to kill you for touching my wife. Surziches shouted as Naruto attacked him with a barrage of punches, kicks and chops that Surziches either dodged or blocked. You are going to rue the day that you touch her, as his rage and power grew. Looks like I have to step it up too, Naruto thought only to be hit with devastating right hook that sends him crashing into the surrounding buildings. But the others? If you want to get to your leader and our master, then you will have to go through us, the masked female said. Two mid-class devil and a fallen angel thinks that are a match for one of the great Satans. Falbium said as he looked at them. Don't make me log. He was cut off when he received a kick at light speed that sent him flying backwards by the fallen angel. You talk too much, Rainer said as her 4 black wings came out, then she vanishes in a black flash and appeared in front of the Falbium and deliver and hammer slams to the head that sends him crashing into the ground. Shit, we underestimated them, Ajuka thought as he scanned their power level and realized that they were suppressing it. I have to warn Serafal, he thought as he looks at her. Don't worry about me, Juka-tan, I'll a star, Serafal replied as she attacked the masked Sona. Let's find out how my power matches up to yours, sister dear, Sona thought as her sister attacks her then suddenly vanished. Where the hell is she? She thought only for a kick to go through her head. What the stars? Seraphil said only to receive an uppercut from her sister that sends her into the air. Water needles. Sona shouted as water shaped like needles came out of her body and attacked Seraphil, who screamed out in pain. Arg. Seraphil screamed as the needle pierced her body before she fell to the ground hard, causing a crater. That was a good shot, Griefia said as she held up a card with 8 on it. I know, but it's not over as yet, Sona said as she charges at the downed Seraphil only for Ijuka to appear in her way. You think you can stop me? She asked as she ran right through him. What the hell, her body is made of water, Ijuka thought. Then there was one, Ubaluna said as she steps towards him with a smirk on her face. You may be strong, girl, but you don't stand a chance against me. So move out of the way and let me talk to Griefia, Ijuka said with a serious look on his face. Wow, I never saw you so serious before, Ijuka, I'm so scared, Griefia replied with a smirk on her face. It's a shame Lord Naruto told me not to fight. So you betrayed us for the man who wants to kill your husband? Ijuka shouted. That team deserve everything that happens to him, Griefia replied. That's it. Abyss C. V equals PI, Ijuka said as a bolt of electrify came out of his mouth and hit Ubaluna. I told you to stay out of the way, small fry, when suddenly he heard Black Abyss. Arg, he screams out as his own attacks hits him. It seems like the Satans are getting old, Ubaluna said as she walks towards Ijuka who was getting up. The Abyss, it's been a while since I fought against somebody that had it, Ijuka said. R equals V2P. With Griefia. Wow, there is fighting going on all over the place, it's a shame that I have to watch and wait, Griefia said when suddenly a large fireball came at her that she easily blocked with her ice wall. How could you betray your husband, Griefia Lelich shouted as the rest of the family came behind him. That is easy, Naruto-kun's cock is 10 times bigger than his, Griefia replied as Jelil and Lelich glared at her while a blush appeared on their wives' face. What did that team do to you, Lelich shouted as he prepared to attack her. They opened my eyes, Griefia replied as 4 black ice crystals trapped the 4 devils. Now sit back and enjoy the show. With Naruto. The devil moved fast, disappearing in flames and teleporting all over the place, circling around Naruto. Damn, he's fast and he's getting faster, Naruto thought as he dodged a punch from behind him only for Surzich's to teleport it in front of him and smashed him across the face with a right hook, which Naruto returned with a left as they started trade blows. Each blow sent a shockwave through the town causing earthquake, eruptions and landslides as the 2 monsters fought in the air. Die you monster, Surzich's shouted as he vanished and reappeared behind and below Naruto and sent him sky high with a powerful uppercut. Ugh, Naruto groaned as he was launched higher into the air. Ruin the extinct. Surzich's shouted as he focused his power of destruction into numerous highly mobile small spheres that he fired at Naruto. Die, die. Chain Dome, Naruto said as his golden chain protected him from the attack. Kukuku was that it's Surzichi as the dome vanishes and Naruto was then seen in a white and gold armor, see story picture. Team, I'm going to crush you and throw you into the wind, Surzich's shouted as he charged at Naruto. The Falbium and Rainer. You're going to die, fallen angel, Falbium shouted as the ground began to shake, then he slams his hand into the ground and 20 golems appeared. Now crush the bitch, he ordered as the golems attack. Light flare. Rainer shouted as her body started to shine in a bright light that blind Falbium. What the hell, I can't see. Falbium shouted as Rainer charges at him. You fell for it, he said as he sensed the vibration from the ground and dodged her light punch and delivered a rock fist to her face that sends her skidding across the ground. Ouch, Rainer said as she got up and spat out blood. You are ruining my pretty face, you team. Light shower. Light spears then rained down on the blind devil who screamed out in pain as the light spears pierced his and the golem's body. Nice try, Rainer said as she created a light sword at light speed and stabbed it behind her right into Falbium's chest. It's good to be fast. Flashback. Annus Major. Damn it, I can't see a thing, Naruto, Rainer said as she felt around for Naruto, but she couldn't find him. Naruto, where are you? See you in 4 days, Naruto replied as he vanishes. I can't see a thing. Rainer shouted as she flew around. Damn you, Naruto-kun, as she continues to fly around when suddenly she bumped into something that looked like a giant light bulb. That's a big ass light bulb, Rainer said when suddenly the giant light bulb turns around and the only thing she could see was the shape of a massive figure who's sitting on it like a throne because of the blinding light. Who dare enter the holy place of Apollo, the god of light, a booming voice said as the light shone brighter and brighter, forcing Rainer to close her eyes. Ah, fallen angel, it's been a while since I killed one, he said, which scared the shit out of Rainer. Don't tell me you are the Apollo, Rainer shuddered as she took a step back ready to escape. When suddenly a light spear through her chest as she fell to one knee. It seems you are a special kind of fallen angel for you to survive my light attack that killed many fallen angels and even angels too, Apollo said as the light vanished and he started to shrink down to her size. The only way you could have survived that is because you are carrying my bloodline," as he walked up to her. "I'm not worthy to be your descendant because I got banished from heaven when I burned down your shrine to cover my sister's escape," Rainer replied as she held her head down. "I didn't like that shrine anyway," Apollo replied, and he laughed. "You are my descendant no matter what you do, and as my descendant you will inherit my powers." "But..." "No buts, let your training begin," Apollo replied somewhat excitedly. After all, who doesn't enjoy having the chance to train someone? 4 days of hardcore light manipulation training later. "Your training is not finished, but I sense that your so-called master will be here soon," Apollo said. "Not this again," Rainer muttered. "Just promise me that you will not start a fight with him." "Fine, I promise," Apollo replied with his fingers crossed behind his back. "Rainer-chan, I'm here," Naruto said when suddenly Apollo flashed a light attack at Naruto who was able to dodge the attack. His armor appeared on him. "You dare attack me?" But he got no response as the light attacked him again. "Apollo, stop." Rainer shouted when suddenly Apollo received a punch to his face that sends him crashing into the ground, then suddenly chains wrapped around him. "Arg," Apollo screams out in pain as the chain crushes him. Naruto-kun's chains can affect angels and gods now. Rainer thought as she looks on. "Watch yourself, Greek god, or next time I will kill you," Naruto said as he throws him away. "Let's go, Rainer." Flashback end. "Never let your guard down," Falbium said as the Falbium that she stabbed turned into rock and crumpled. "Shit, I fell for it," Rainer as she tried to fly away, but she was stuck. "Rock coffin," Falbium said as the rock started to crush her. "Rock funeral." After his attack, he saw light scattered across the place. What the hell just happened? But Sona and Seraphol. "Great ice dragon," Seraphol said as a huge dragon appeared and attacked. Sona just stood there until it was in front of her before she put her hands out and the dragon turned into water. "Who is this devil? Is she from our clan?" "No, she could not be, or I would have known about a traitor." "Great water dragon." Sona shouted as the former ice dragon attacked Seraphol, who dodged the attack. "Who is this girl? She can turn her body into water and even turn ice attacks into water," Seraphol thought as she looked on. "You are very strong, but I realize that you can only change my weak ice attack into water." "Oh shit, she's going to use that," Sona thought as she prepared to use her special water magic. "Celsius cross trigger," Seraphol said as the ground started to freeze as it traveled toward Sona. Flashback. The Red Sea, the sea that Moses parted. Beep. Sona screams as she felt from the air. "I wouldn't let that water touch you too much if I was you, it contains some holy power," Naruto shouted. "I'm going to kill you, Naruto," Sona shouted as she reaches the water. "Water control." She shouted as the water below her opened up and she fell to the bottom. "See you in 4 days," Naruto replied as he vanishes. "Naruto." Sona shouted as the water closed around her. "Damn it, I don't know how long I can keep this up." 5 hours later. "Look like this is it," Sona said when suddenly the water blew back with a strong wind and there was a wall of water on both sides. Then she saw a woman who had stretched out her hand over the sea. "Who dares to trespass in my sea?" the water woman said. "My name is Sona Sitri and I was dropped off here for training," Sona replied. "A Sitri, it's been a while since I heard that name," the water woman thought. "I will not train you, so got home," she said. "Why won't you train me?" Sona asked. "I don't train flat-chested girls," the woman replied as a tick mark appeared on Sona's forehead. "Here comes the famous Sitri temper." "I'll show you flat-chested," Sona shouted as a huge water dragon came out of the water and attacked the woman. Amazing, she was able to control the surrounding water with ease, the woman thought as she put out her finger to stop the water dragon as Sona fell to her knees. "Welcome my new apprentice, my name is Yu the Moon and Water Spirit, Yu from Avatar," she said as she transformed into her human form. The next day. "I will be teaching you the true art of water magic called water bending," Yu said. "Water bending? I've never heard of water magic being called that before," Sona replied. "That is because this version of water magic is the original and the Sitri only learned part of it," Yu replied. "I see," Sona replied as Yu continue. "As you should already know, water is the element of change and the moon is the source of power in water magic," Yu said as Sona nods her head. "But did you know that waterbenders deal with the flow of energy? We let our defense become our offense, turning our opponent's own forces against them." "I never knew that," Sona replied. "Now that you know, let's get on with the first lesson. True water manipulation," Yu said. Flashback end. "Black water," Sona said as black water started to leak out of the holes in her mask and quickly surrounded her as her sister Ice reached her water. "No water attacks will save you," Seraphol said as her ice met the black water only for the water to travel over the ice. "Impossible," she exclaimed as Sona was floating on the water. "That is one of the power of the black water. It cannot be frozen," Sona said with a smirk on her face. "I never heard of any water magic like that and I'm from the Sitri clan," Seraphol said in shock. So am I, Sona replied as she blows a cold fog out of the holes in her body that covered the area. Hit and missed. Shit, I can't see anything, Serafal said as she looked around. 8 choices: liver, lungs, spine, clavicle, jugular vein, brain, kidneys and heart. Which one should I go after? Sona's voice echoed through the area. JAY 3000. I couldn't resist using silent killing. Where in the stars is her voice coming from? Serafal said as she tried to sense her magic after a couple of minutes of silence. Behind me. Serafal said as she dodges the massive water dragon, which then vanished into the mist just as it had appeared from it. Got you, Serafal shouted as she froze in the object. You wish, Sona's voice echoed. Shit, she almost caught me. If it was for dragon I would have been frozen. Now where is she? Serafal thought when suddenly she heard the words water prison and then was surrounded by water. This water is heavy, it's like I'm being crushed. Now to finish you off, cough. Sona coughed up blood and fell to the ground. I used up too much magic on my black water magic. Thank the stars that you ran out of magic or you could have killed me, Serafal said as she lifts her sister into the air. Now to see who you are. Suddenly she receives a kick to the face that sends her crashing into some buildings. Sona-chan, are you alright? Griefia asked. I'm fine, I just need to rest, Sona replied as Griefia put a black ice crystal around her to protect her. You did a good job, Griefia said. Ajuka versus Ubaluna. Surrender now and I shall consider being merciful, Ajuka said to the down who was getting up. Look at me. Do I look afraid? Ubaluna replied as a magic circle appeared around her. Muhaha. She started to laugh. What is so funny? Ajuka said as a magic circle appeared around the both of them. Art's a blast. Ubaluna exclaimed as the place started to explode. You're crazy. Ajuka shouted as place exploded around him. Ooh. SIO2 Ajuka said as his glass barrier came down. That was a very stupid move, killing yourself just to kill me when suddenly a hand grabs his right foot from under the ground. Patsu, Ubaluna shouted as she exploded. Ah. Ajuka screams out in pain. Explosive clones, you got to love them, Ubaluna said floats in the air. It's a good thing that explosions don't affect me anymore. Flashback. Master, we have to go back to her, Ubaluna said. You should be worried about yourself instead, Naruto replied. Ah, Ubaluna screams as he landed on the planet. The planet will explode in 3 days, so see you in 4, Naruto replied as he vanishes. Curse you Naruto, Ubaluna shouted as she heard an explosion. Where the hell am I? As she looks around the place, it was covered in lava that seems to coming from under the ground. I have to find a way to stop it from exploding, Ubaluna said as she looks for a path to go to the center of the planet, which took days because it was a very big planet. Finally I found it, Ubaluna said as fire shoots out of the entrance. It's a good thing I am immune to fire, she continued as she entered the entrances and flew further. She reached about the depth of 200 feet when it started to get hot. It looks like my immunity has a limit on this planet, Ubaluna said as she continued to go down further when suddenly her clothes caught on fire and burned right off her, giving a breast the chance to breathe. Shit, at this rate I may be burned to death, but I can't quit now or I won't avenge my mother or be with my master. She finally reached the center of the planet that had taken another day. It was a large ball that was getting bigger by the minute. I don't know if I can stop it at this rate, but I have to try, but how? Ubaluna asked. Then it hit her. I would use the magic on the forbidden scroll I found in the Phoenix library to absorb the uranium from the core. Natori, take over, as she began to absorb the energy from the core. 15 hours later. Shit, I'm being absorbed into the core, Ubaluna said as she fell to her knees. I should just give up, I will either die by being absorbed or blown up when the planet explodes, she cried as everything went black. 10 seconds before the planet explodes. What happened? Ubaluna said as she opens her eyes and saw that she wasn't in the planet's core, but she was laying on the surface of water. Water, am I dead? As she looks around to see that she was surrounded by water. No you are not, my child, a familiar voice said to her. Mom, you are alive, Ubaluna stuttered as she saw the spirit form of Hitomi. No I'm not, I am just the representation of her powers that was trapped in the necklace, Hitomi replied as she floats over to her daughter. You have grown into a beautiful woman Ubal-chan, she said as she hugged her daughter who was crying. I miss you mom, Ubaluna replied as she hugged her back. I love you, my daughter, so don't give up and you will always win, Hitomi said as she vanishes. You are right mom, Ubaluna replied as she woke up seconds later. Dream end. It was just a dream, Ubaluna said as she saw her mother's necklace on the ground in pieces. You have my power, my daughter, so use it, Hitomi voice echoed in her head. Uchinottori abyss takeover. Ubaluna shouted as a dark portal appeared on her stomach and started sucking in the core of the planet into her body, thus stopping the explosion. Flashback end. Why won't you die, Ubaluna said as she saw him getting up. Then she extends her arm, opens her palm, and turns her hand up at a 90-degree angle. Big bang, she was suddenly slammed to the ground. What the hell? I can't move. I told you. You weren't a match for me. G equals GMR2 Ajuka said from behind her as the Ajuka in front of them turned to glass. You haha. You real think I going to let you kill me? Ubaluna replied as her began to swell. You team. Ooh. I Ajuka screams out in pain. But Naruto and Surzich's team human-shaped aura of destruction. Surzich's roared in anger as his magic circle started to appear all over the place. Oh shit, Naruto screamed out in pain as the circle appeared all over his body and exploded. Shit, so that's his power. As the ground around him started to open and blow up, the Surzich's magic circle appeared. Surzich's roared again as his power level rose again, and more circles appeared. Shit, I'm no match for him at my current level, Naruto said as a magic circle appeared on him again and exploded. He screamed as he fell to the ground, and his armor vanishes. Wahaha Surzich's laughed as he stepped on the down Naruto when suddenly he heard a voice. Surzich's, stop, Venilana shouted, but Surzich's wasn't listen. Surzich's, please stop or you will kill us all. Oh no. She cried out as the circle appeared on her body. Daddy, stop or you will kill me, Milikas shouted as he too was covered in circle. Brother, stop or you will kill your family, Rias shouted as the circle vanished and Surzich's was turning back to normal. Mom, Rias-chan, Mil-chan, I'm sore as a chain-covered fist slammed into his jaw, sending him into the sky as Naruto vanished and appeared above and slammed his chain-covered leg into his chest that sent him rocketing back down to earth, causing a massive crater. Chain spears, Naruto shouted as he started to rain down chain spears on Surzich's, who was screaming out in pain when suddenly a rock wall, followed by an ice then a glass wall, appeared to cover the downed Surzich's. It seemed like the trained dogs came to protect their master, Naruto said as he landed on the ground and fell to one knee. This is where you die, Uzumaki. Let's finish him, Ajuka shouted. Wow, Ajuka as handsome as ever, Naruto said, only to receive a glare from Ajuka, who had burn marks all over his face. I have waited a long time to kill you. Falbium shouted. You are right, Rainer, he does love to hear himself talk, Sona said as she and Rainer appeared. Rainer, Rias growled. Hi Rias-chan, Rainer shouted as she waved to Rias who was about to attack, but her mother stopped her. I thought you were dead, Falbium shouted. Well, you thought wrong. Rainer said as they held up Naruto. We are in some deep shit now. Then I'll finish the job, Falbium shouted when suddenly an ice wall appeared as block a fireball that was coming towards them. Star power. Seraphil shouted. I can't believe I'm related to her, Sona thought. Did you miss me? Ubaluna said as she appeared. I don't have enough power to even teleport. She thought. I going skin you alive for what you did to my face, Ajuka said as he began to walk towards them. I say it is an improvement, Griefia replied as she delivers a punch to his face that sends him crashing into the others. Griefia mommy. The Gremory family shouted. Mommy, why are you helping that bad man hurt daddy? Milikas shouted as he burst out of his grandmother's arm and ran towards his mother, who was smiling when suddenly light spears went through both hands and feet. Milikas, Rias and Venilana shouted, only to be stopped by a black ice crystal. I am not your mother and never will be because you were just a mistake that happened when that fool raped me, Griefia said in an emotionless voice, and tears came out of Milika's eyes. But I'm going to correct that. She stated as she touched his face only for him to turn into a black ice statue. You team, you all going to die for what you did to Prince Milikas, the three Satans shouted. Now bending girl, Griefia said. Bending girl, Sona repeated before she steps forward and raises both of her hands, and suddenly a giant tsunami appeared above them. Holy shit was on the mind of everybody as the wave came crashing down, but then it stopped and started to freeze, then it took the form of Naruto from 200 years ago. Enjoy our master, like we have, Griefia said as giant Naruto steps forward. Kukikuku, that's why I love this woman, her heart is cold as black ice. Naruto said as they vanish. Flashback end. A week later. Surzich's shouted as he jumped out of the bed as an alarm went off and 7 nurses ran into the room. Calm down, Surzich's Sama, the nurse said. Surzich's shouted again as the hospital shakes. Surzich's, calm down or you will destroy the hospital. Venilana said as she and Rias enters the room. Mom, thank goodness, I had a weird dream that Griefia betrayed me and I destroyed all those buildings and killed thousands of devils just to kill Naruto, Surzich's said as his mother and sister held down their heads. Tell me it's not true, but his mother and sister didn't look at him. It wasn't your fault, Lelich said from the window. It was that team Uzumaki's fault. He wasn't the one who fired all those attacks and killed thousands of his own people, Surzich's shouted. Calm down son, the people will forgive you, Lelich replied as he walked towards his son. I know, but can I forgive myself? Surziches said with his head down. Benalana-sama, we still can't melt the ice on Prince Milikas and the light spear in him is slowly killing him, a nurse said as she came in. Fool, Benalana thought. What happened to my son? Surziches shouted as he jumped out of the bed, grabbed the nurse by her throat and slammed her into the wall. Let her go Surziches, and I will tell you what happened on the way to Milikas-chan's room, Benalana said as he let go of the nurse. But Naruto. That's it for training, Naruto said as they walked towards him. Thank goodness, I don't think I could go another round with Griefia, Sona said as she fell on her ass. Ah, and I was just getting started, Rainer replied as Ubaluna nodded her head. What about you Griefia-chan? Naruto asked. No offense Sona, but I need a challenge, Griefia replied. None taken, I know I have a long way before I can beat my sister you, Sona said as she stretched out her hands to Naruto who grabbed it and dragged her into him as her DD cup smash against his naked chest. Thank you, Sona thought as she caught Naruto looking at her new breasts which she learned to make them grow with magic. The new school year starts tomorrow, but I don't want to go back as a virgin, she whispered into his ear. I may know a way to solve that problem, Naruto replied as he pulled her closer. Really now, why don't you show me Sona said as she dragged him out of the training ground and into the shower. I'm forgetting to do something, but what? Naruto thought. The prince's room. They enter the room to see the most powerful fire magic users Jello, Cecilia and the Phoenix clan, trying to melt the ice. Damn it none of our fire magic have any effect on this type of ice Jello shouted. But it is because it's black ice Cecilia shouted. Stop talking foolish woman, there is no such thing as ice that can't be melted, we just need more fire users, Jello replied. She may have a point Jello, we should really listen to her, Surziches replied. Fine, so Cecilia how do we get rid of the ice? Jello asked. Only the user can release the ice, Cecilia replied. But Naruto and Sona. I have to get out of here and tell Surziches-sama what is going on, Griefia thought as she ran through the hall and out the door. Cut. Chapter 6 Betrayal. Last time. Oh shit I forgot to use the dust on the girls, Naruto thought quickly using it on Sona-chan. I will be right back as he vanished he realized that he got caught up in the week-long celebration of their victory. But Griefia. I have to get out of here and tell Surziches-sama what's going on Griefia thought as she ran through the hall and out the door. Now. Underworld. What the hell is going on? Lilich roared while running out of the house. Spotting a guard shaking on the ground. It's Griefia the guard shouted. What the hell is that bitch doing here? Lilich thought and formed the guards to attack on site he was about to take off when a red blur rushed past him. Damn it. Lilich shouted as he went after his son. Surziches it could be a trap. What is going on here? Benalana asked as she came out of her room. The guard tells her what is going on Naruto-sama, what happened. As she took after them. Outside. I'm not here to fight, I'm here to surrender, Griefia said as the guard surrounded her. There is no surrender for a monster like you. One of the guards shouted. You and that team Uzumaki killed my wife. Another guard shouted. Attack. The captain shouted as they prepared their attacks. But before they could launch them, their feet were encased in ice. I'm sorry but like I said I'm not here to fight, I'm here to surrender Griefia spoke calmly when suddenly a right hook connected to her face that sent her skidding across the before being stopped in her tracks by a lightning bolt. Griefia screamed as she fell on the ground, the earth wrapping around her and squeezing her with its constricting grasp. Do you think we are stupid enough to believe you, Ajuka said as he walked towards her. I'm going to enjoy this Arafal said. You won't get the chance Albium said as he tightened the earth around Griefia. I'm sorry guys it wasn't me, Naruto was controlling me Griefia shouted out. That's a likely story Serafal replied as she forms an ice sword. There's no kind of controlling magic that can control high-class devil Ajuka replied. It's not magic it's a sacred gear Griefia shouted. Shut up bitch, your lies won't save you, Falbium shouted as they moved in for the kill. Stop Surziches shouted. Surziches-sama that was not me, Naruto had me do all those things, Griefia shouted with tears in her eyes. Our son is dead because of you Surziches shouted as he glared at her. No. Not my son Griefia cried out as the tears poured down her face. Save your tears bitch, you're the one that killed him, Lilich shouted as he arrives on the scene. No it wasn't me, Naruto was controlling me, Griefia shouted only to feel a slap across the face. We saw you freezing him bitch, Serafal shouted as a red mark appeared on Griefia's face. It's true, he has the red lion sacred gear Griefia replied. That's a legend Surziches shouted. No it's not Surziches Venelana said as he landed beside her husband. But Naruto and Sona. Naruto and Sona entered the gate of the school and all eyes were on them, especially Sona and her large pair of twins. Oh my god is that Sona senpai the boys shouted as blood came out of their noses. Oh shit they are as big as Akeno and Rias senpais a boy shouted as he fainted. It looks like we have another great lady a girl said. "Stop looking at my woman," Naruto shouted as the boys instantly turned their heads away and ran off. "Thank you Naruto-kun," Sona said as she kissed him on his lips as the girls at the school glared at her. "He is mine man," she glared as they ran off. With Rias and Akeno. "What the hell is going on?" Rias asked as she saw the boy and girls running all over the place. "Well, it seems like Sona-sama has 2 new members to her family," Akeno said as she pointed towards Sona's chest. "What the hell? How did she get those?" Rias shouted as she saw her oldest friend walking towards the school building. "Damn it, she is surpassing me. First she gets a boyfriend before me, and now her breast is as big as mine. The only thing I have over her is that I'm stronger, JAY 3000. If only she knew." "Damn, Naruto-kun is hot, I wish I'd seen him first," Akeno said as Rias nodded her head. "He would have made a fine addition to my family," Rias said as they saw Naruto and Sona stop. With Griefia. Griefia slowly opened her rested eyes, hoping that she wasn't where she thought she was. But of course, she was in the Gremory's famous dungeon where their victims would be tortured and experimented on. She tries to move but is unable to. There was also the dull pain in her stomach from her beating prior. "So you finally woke up, Gray-chan," a familiar voice said. "Who's there?" Griefia asked as she opened her eyes to see her best friend chained to the wall in front of her. "Elizabeth-chan, what are you doing here? I heard you died in the war against the Uzumaki." "Well, I tried to warn the Uzumaki 200 years ago, but I got caught and was thrown in here," Elizabeth replied with tears in her eyes. "I even tried to reach Naruto, but I had no way of getting to him after what I did to him." "Don't call that team's name to me, he ruined my life," Griefia shouted. "How could a dead man ruin your life?" Elizabeth asked. Then it hit her, that means that he is alive, thank God. As she held her head. "Yes, that team is alive, but I wish he was dead," Griefia shouted. "What did Naruto do to deserve such hate when you people are the ones who killed his family?" Elizabeth asked as Griefia tells her what Naruto did to her, which brought a sad smile to her face. "What did they turn you into, Naruto-kun? That team should have died with his clan, he killed my son," Griefia shouted. "How could you say that when the pillars killed off all his family?" Elizabeth replied. "My son was innocent," Griefia replied. "The Uzumaki did nothing to you guys, and yet the pillars killed innocent children that had nothing to do with the war," Elizabeth shouted as Griefia held down her head in shame. "If I ever escape this place, I would join Naruto to kill those teams, if he would ever forgive me." They were interrupted when the sound of the door being unlocked resounded through the room. A man slowly shifted into the room through the now open pathway. With Naruto and Sona. "Sona-sama, do you see them?" Tsubaki asked as she saw 2 women hidden in the tree that was hanging over the school. "They seem to be from the church," Naruto replied as he eyed one of the girls. She had short, blue hair with a green fringe in the middle and dark yellow eyes. She was wearing a church battle suit, which consisted of a black, skin-tight unitard with short sleeves and pauldrons, matching fingerless gloves that extend to her biceps, and thigh-high boots, along with a crucifix that she wore around her neck. The other girl had light brown hair and violet eyes. Her hair was tied into twin-side ponytails, each held in place with a blue scrunchie. She was wearing standard church battle attire like the other girl with some slight differences. "Yeah, and they have holy swords too," Sona said, shocking Tsubaki. "Do you mean the weapons infused with holy power, most of which were forged by the original god?" Tsubaki asked as Sona nodded her head. "I wonder what they are doing here," Sona thought. "Who cares as long as they don't overstep their boundaries," Naruto said with Sona and Tsubaki nodding their heads as they entered the school building. Underworld. "I can believe you let that bitch live," Falbium shouted when suddenly he was slammed against the wall by an enraged Surziches. "Don't ever call my wife a bitch," Surziches growled. "She killed your son and slept with Naruto, she should be dead," Serafal shouted. "You heard her, that team Uzumaki was controlling her," Surziches replied as he glared at her. "That is yet to be proven," Ijuka said. "I believe in my mother," Surziches said as his father walked towards them. "What the hell is going on in here?" Lilith shouted as he saw the glaring contest between the leader and his members as they tell him, "Surziches, your friends are right, you should kill her." "Not you too," Surziches replied. "She could be working for Uzumaki for all we know," Lelich replied. "That is what he is her for," Venelana said as she enters the room with a man with long blonde hair reaching into his back that is spiky on top, sending in a long ponytail. He has blue-green eyes and strong facial features, which included a well-defined jawline. He was wearing a sleeveless red haori. "This is Inoichi, and he's the one who will help us to decide Griefia-san's fate." "It's a pleasure to be here," Inoichi said. "How can you help us, Inoichi-san?" Surziches asked. "I am the last member of the Yamen pillar that was wiped out by Uzumaki-san, and we specialize in mind-reading magic," Inoichi replied. "This is foolishness, we all know that this weak man's magic will never be able to read the mind of a high-class devil mind like Griefia's," Falbium shouted. "That may be true, but if Griefia wants to prove her innocent, then she will allow it," Venelana replied. "Fine, let's do this," Surziches said. "Wait, before we do this, what if she is lying?" Serafal asked. Then I will kill her myself, Surziches replied. Bring in the prisoner, Lelich shouted. Here she is, my lord, a guard said as he handed over Griefia, who is covered in null chains. This man is going to read your mind, and if you refuse, I will kill you where you stand, Surziches said. I understand, Surziches sama, Griefia replied in an emotionless voice. Mind-reading magic, Noichi said as he enters her subconscious by placing a hand on her head. Lunchtime with Naruto and Sona in the student council office. The football field. You will die at the hands of my baby, Excalibur destruction, Zenovia shouted as she attacks Kiba, who had created a massive sword. The two swords clash. You should mind your own business, devil, as her sword destroyed Kiba's sword. Ah, Kiba shouted as his right hand was cut in half like his sword. Now to finish you off, Zenovia said as she walked over to Kiba when she was suddenly forced to dodge a water whip. How dare you attack a devil on Sitri territory, Sona said as she appeared in front of Kiba. Mind your own business, devil, he's the one who challenged us, Zenovia replied as the next girl came out of hiding with her sword drawn. Why should I believe you, Sona replied. Believe what you want to believe, devil, Irina replied in a harsh manner. Watch how you talk to Sona-sama, bitch, Tsubaki replied as she glared at Irina. I can talk to a devil anyway I want to, Irina shouted. Little girl, you don't know who you're messing with, Sona replied as she unleashed a fraction of her power. Damn it, Irina, you could not keep your mouth shut. Now it looks like we have to fight a high-class devil, Zenovia thought as she prepares to attack. Damn it, she's strong, Irina thought as looks at Zenovia. This is going to be fun as they attack, when suddenly Zenovia shouted at her. A roar was heard. Irina retreat, Zenovia shouted as they jumps back only to see a tower of ash in front of them. Why are we running from smoke? Irina asked. I don't know, but something tells that's no ordinary smoke, Zenovia replied as the smoke cleared, revealing the ground where the smoke was. Did the smoke do that? As the ground was split in half, it was about 20 meters wide and 70 meters in length. How could smoke do that? Irina thought. Thank you, Zenovia, as they saw a blonde appear before Sona. It's not smoke, it's ash, and if you ever talk or attack my king like that again, Ranjiku-chan and I will kill you, Naruto said, wielding a straight-bladed katana. The tsuba is in the shape of a cat's head, with two triangles on the top half curving into ear points, and the bottom half tapering down into a single point, JAY 3000. I know that is not the sword's name in Bleach. It looks like another devil came here to die, Irina shouted as she glared at Naruto. Easy, Irina, remember we are not here to fight them, Zenovia said. Do you expect us to work with devil? Our job is to kill them, remember. Irina shouted as Zenovia nodded her head. You are right, Zenovia replied when these words appeared between the two of them. You two talk too much, Naruto said as he attacked Zenovia, who was able to react in time to block his attack. Be fast, Irina said as she prepared to attack Naruto with her sword when Naruto's hands caught the hilt of her sword and slammed it into the ground. What speed was all she got to think before receiving a kick to the face, sending her skidding across the ground. Irina. Zenovia shouted as she pushes back Naruto's sword and jumps away. Naruto ran at Zenovia hoping to catch her in the air when she suddenly flipped to her feet and lashed out with a kick, only for him to block with his forearm. Flipping up, Zenovia brought her other leg up and grappled his arm before once more twisting around and kicking him in the face with the back of her heel, but Naruto was able to block it and push her way. You're good, Naruto said with a smile on his face as he jumped into the air while swinging down at Zenovia only for her to block. Naruto pushed down on Zenovia, who fell to one knee. Damn, this guy no slouch when it comes to strength. Pushing her blade up, she quickly rolled out of the way, causing Naruto to hit the ground where the sword cut into it like butter. Now to finish this ash dragon, Naruto said as he flicks of the hilt and the blade turns an ash dragon that attacks Zenovia when suddenly Rias and her peerage appeared in front of her. Stop this fighting, Kiba shouted. Shit, Naruto shouted as he redirected the dragon to an abandoned dorm that was shredded to pieces, which makes Zenovia, Rias and her peerage's eyes go wide. What the hell? Naruto shouted as Sona and Tsubaki appeared behind him. I sorry Uzumaki-san, but I can't let you kill them. I was the one to challenge them and lose, Kiba said. I see, then in that case I'm sorry for attacking you, but you deserve it for saying all those things and attacking my king, Naruto replied. I'm sorry, but my friend has a big mouth, Zenovia replied while putting away her sword. Hey. Irina shouted as Issei was helping her walk. Shut up, I told you we weren't here to fight, Zenovia shouted. Then why are you here? Rias asked. We are here to retrieve the stolen Excalibur, Zenovia replied. With Griefia. I hate you, Griefia said as she fell on the ice that was as black as coal. I control ice magic, so why am I freezing? That's because this ice is so cold that it can't be melted, so don't freeze that hot ass of yours off, Naruto replied as Griefia glared at him as he vanishes. I'm going to freeze your balls off when I see you again, Griefia shouted as she looked around to see an icy wasteland. How can anybody survive in this place? As he begins to walk until she saw an ice fortress. So someone really does live here, Griefia said as she uses her magic to create a door in the fortress and enter only to hear coughing. I wonder who lives here, as she turns the corner to see an incredibly tall, slim and muscular man, and look to about 9'10", black man with black curly hair, cut to chin length that fans out at the tips. He is wearing a white buttoned-up vest with standing collar over a long-sleeved navy blue shirt and matching white trousers and shoes, with a matching suit jacket. He also wears a yellow tie divided geometrically by black lines and a sleep mask on his forehead. Who goes there? Cough. He cough up blood. My name is Griefia and I'm here to train my magic, Griefia replied. Well, you must be a powerful ice user to survive here, and my name is Akiji, the man now known as Akiji said as he coughs up some more blood. Are you alright? Griefia asked. I will be fine for now, but I don't have much time left, Akiji replied as he got up and walked towards her. How do you plan to train when you can barely survive in this place? I have to in order to help my boyfriend get his revenge, Griefia replied. I see, tell me about it, Akiji said as Griefia begins to tell him. Justice must be served and I will help you, but you must first learn to control it. How can you help me? Griefia asked. Hit me as hard as you can, Akiji replied, which shocked Griefia. Are you crazy? You can barely stand. Griefia said. Just do it, girl, Akiji replied. How dare that team call me girl, Griefia thought. Remember that you're the one that asked for it, as she attacked him with a powerful right that went through his stomach. That tickles, Akiji replied. What the hell? A shocked Griefia shouted when suddenly her hand started to, only instead of the normal white sheen she was used to, the ice was pitch black. What the hell is going on here? She could not defrost her hand. That is the power of black ice, Akiji replied. Final day. The day is the day your boyfriend is coming, so I'm going to give you my final gift, Akiji said. What is it, sensei? Griefia asked. Just give me your hands, Akiji replied as she put her hands out. What now? Griefia asked as he touched her hands. They instantly started to glow. I'm giving you my power, Akiji replied as he vanishes in a bright light. I will never forget you, sensei, Griefia replied with a tear in her eyes. Flashback end. So did you get everything? Surziches asked Anoichi, who then started telling him everything that happened since Griefia had been control. So she was right. Who knew such power exists? Lelich replied. We have to tell the Phoenix about this, Benelana said as her husband nodded his head. Is she still under his control? Ajuka asked. According to her memory she is not, Anoichi replied. So who was that masked bitch that I fought? Seraphil asked. Griefia has never seen her without her ma, she only knows that she is a member of your clan, Anoichi replied. Enough of the stupid questions. Where is the team's hideout? Falbium shouted as he walks towards the mind reader. It's on the mountaintop outside the city where Surzich's Sama's sister goes to, a scared Anoichi replied. That's all I need to know, Falbium said as he began to walk out of the room. Where do you think you are going, Falbium? Surziches shouted. I going to kill that team, Falbium replied as he slows to a stop. Don't be a fool, he probably abandoned that place when he realized that Griefia escaped, Ajuka said as Falbium gritted his teeth. He does not need to abandon his hideout because he has a sealing spell around it that prevents devils, angels or humans from both seeing and entering his hideout, Griefia said as she woke up as Benelana ran over to her. Is she telling the truth? Falbium asked Anoichi, who nodded his head as Griefia glared at him. Of course I'm telling the truth, Griefia shouted at him, getting the urge to attack. Calm down, he's not worth it, Benelana said. Falbium, my wife has passed the test, and I trust her, Surziches said as he glared at Falbium, who finches. So is there a way to enter the hideout, Griefia-chan? Yes, Surziches Sama, Griefia replied as she shows them the tattoo on her hand in the shape of a lion. Anybody with this tattoo can open the door to the hideout. Go get my battle armor, Lelich shouted as the guards ran to get it. No. We will go in the morning when we have a good plan, Surziches shouted as Ajuka and Seraphil nodded their head. No. Now should be a good time, if we wait until morning it will also give Uzumaki time to plan too, Lelich shouted as Falbium nodded his head. I'm in charge, not you, father. What I say goes, Surziches roared as he unleashes his powerful Kai, which made his father flinch. Yes, son, Lelich replied as he storms out of the room. Now everybody get some rest, we are going to need it, Surziches said as the others left the room, leaving Griefia, Benelana and Seraphil by themselves. Surziches Sama, what happened to Elizabeth? Griefia asked. Why would you ask such a question? You know that she died in the war 200 years ago, Surziches replied. That poor girl died so young, she had the guts to do what Cecilia and I could not, Benelana thought. That's funny because I was talking to her in the dungeon today, Griefia shouted, which only shocked Benelana. By the looks on your faces I can see that you all know about it. Why didn't anybody tell me about this, Benelana shouted. I felt you could not handle it, Surziches replied. But Naruto at the hideout. Naruto-kun, are you really going to help those church warriors? Sona asked as they walked towards a room. Of course I will, and who knows, maybe the angels will side with us in our war against the Satans, Naruto replied as he enters the room to see Kateria chained to the wall. Kat-chan, I see you're still waiting on me, as she glared at him. Damn you Naruto, let me go, Kateria shouted as Naruto walked towards her. Maybe I can arrange something, Naruto replied as he looked at her large exposed breast. I'm not sleeping with you unless you decide to join me, and my master, Kateria replied with a blush on her face. Think about it, Naruto-kun, we could cause lots of destruction and chaos to the world together, in a seductive voice, as Naruto leans his face closer to hers. You know how to drive a hard bargain, Kat-chan, Naruto replied before capturing her lips with his, but as I said, I don't follow orders, I make them as the gold dust flows into her mouth. I can't believe she fell for that, Ubaluna said. That's our master, he can seduce any women, Rainer said. That whore was just begging for it, Sona said. Yes, Master Naruto, Kateria replied as Naruto released her. Now tell me who you're working for, Naruto asked. In the Germany dungeon. Elizabeth-chan, I'll talk to my husband to see if I can shorten your sentence, Griefia said as she looks at her friend. That won't work, Lord Phoenix still holds a grudge against me for killing his son, and knowing the Gremory they would side with their allies, Elizabeth replied, but before Griefia could reply, Lord Germany walked in. Griefia-san, I need to talk to you, Lelich said as he walked back through the door. I will get you out of here, Griefia said as she walked up to Elizabeth and hugged her before she left. What took you so long? Lelich shouted. I'm sorry, Germony-sama, but I was saying goodbye to my friend, Griefia replied. Whatever, woman, Lelich replied as she glared at him, you are going to take me to that team's hideout now. But Surzich's-sama said that no one should go to the hideout until morning, Griefia replied, only to be slammed against the wall. Now listen here, you bitch, I won't hesitate to kill you if you disobey my orders, Lelich shouted as he held her by the throat. Now let's get moving, as he lets her go. Only on the condition that you let my friend go, Griefia replied. I don't have to listen to you, Lelich shouted. You have no choice, if you don't press the alarm, Griefia replied with a smile on her face as the alarm button was beside her. Fine, I'll let her go after I kill Uzumaki, Lelich replied. I, Germony-sama, Griefia replied, creating a magic circle, vanishing soon after. With Naruto. I wonder what's going on the television. Naruto asked the ladies who were sitting beside him on the couch. Who cares? Just turn it on, Ubaluna replied as she hopped onto Naruto's right hand. I do. So find something good, Sona shouted from Naruto's lap. I want to watch the new Dragon Ball movies, Rainer said. Are you trying to torture us? Everybody shouted. What about the last Airbender movie, Kateria replied. I'd rather let Surzich's cut my cock off with a toothpick than watch that crap, Naruto replied as he turns on the TV. What if Neglected Naruto Sona High School DxD, and thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoy this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel and leave a like if you guys need the next part, comment down, and thanks for watching the video and see you guys in the next video.